Yeah.
Well, welcome to another episode of Talking Taste. We got Phil Rowe, aka Philly Fresh in the building.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Talking Taste, man.
Appreciate you, man.
So,
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, boys.
Already.
let's talk about it, TJ. Present the question.
All right, so it says, like if you having a text message thread, y'all texting each other, and somebody sends K, just the letter K, they said it makes people get in their feelings. And study says it's the most emotional, triggering text that you can send.
That's crazy.
Do y'all feel that way?
That's a fact.
And if you do, explain it to me.
I'm 35 this year, and I'm just getting to the point now where it doesn't bother me. Where someone's response via text, whether it's a short response, doesn't bother me. From the age of 18 till now, anytime that someone would give me one word, 2-word answers, I would take it away. Because I'm not like that. I'm so charismatic. I got so much. I'm always, you know what I'm saying? I'm over the top. And I expect that in return. So for the longest, like, I probably lost relationships over a nigga texting me back one word. You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
All right, what you think about it, D?
Yeah, I told you I had, I had a situation where I was texting somebody and I just like, all right, that's a bet. And they didn't like that. So they told me, it's like, bro, like, it gotta make me feel like you really interested, like you really, you into doing what I want to do. And then, that changed my whole outlook on just being a short word answer. But, if you're friends with Mr. Bass here, if you're friends with this guy, you can't get in your feelings because that's him. I told him he's the most driest texter I ever seen in my life.
I never knew that was a thing. I knew dry texting was a thing. Even K, like for example, K, to me, if a girl texts me K, like,
Bitch, don't text my phone.
no.
Like, nah, don't text my phone.
No, let me tell you, no. To me, it's like I like if a girl texts me K, I like it because it's almost come off at her being like trying to be nice to me. It seems K sounds very girly to me.
Shit.
Think about it, bro. Look. If a girl say K, bro, that's so girly.
No,
to me,
no, K is girly. No
That's
man should
girly,
text
bro.
K anyway.
Hey,
Right,
I've never texted no
Nah,
K.
hell no. Hell no.
But if a girl texts K, I think she's trying to be nice to me.
I'm
Like,
tight. I need more verbiage
No,
than that.
I just
Fuck
need
So
that.
let me ask you, if you say, hey, I got a nice dinner set up for us, I picked you out a nice dress, I got some dope ass heels for you, you excited telling her this,
You right.
and she texts you K.
She tripping.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
She tripping. She tripping.
Yeah.
But like on some regular shit, like on some, I get it though. On some regular stuff though, if she say K, I like it. But you right though. If you super excited and somebody texts like K,
Yeah.
like you tripping. And even if a guy texts okay, you gotta put something like okay, my nigga.
But
like,
you the
yeah.
okay. You
Yeah,
the
I
okay
know, I know.
king. I say B.
I might say got you. But I think I said
you
okay.
okay. He gonna okay a nigga to death, boy.
Like, let me show you. Like my
Yeah.
man. You know who Gorilla Nems is, a rapper from New York City?
No.
Bing bong, fuck your life. Don't ever
I
disrespect
met him in
me.
the gym, but I don't know his music.
Okay.
but I know
Yeah,
his
he did pull up. He did pull up. Okay. So, Nems, I hit up Nems, right? It's my man's every time I'm in New York. This is me just texting him. And the old me would have got mad. Yo, OG. He says, yo. I said, yo, just tapping in, man. I'm pulling up soon. Everything good? You got any new shows coming up? Talk to me. Nigga sends me a screenshot of his tour, and that was it. He ain't say nothing. I said, copy. Now, I'm thinking, yeah, man, da-da-da-da. That's how I will respond. Nigga didn't even say, I'm doing all right, this and this. Nigga just literally sent me a screenshot. But I know him. You know what I'm saying? I know how he would respond in person. Yo, why the fuck just FaceTime me, nigga? Blah, blah, blah. But the old me, that shit would have pissed me off. Man, woman, if I reach out to you, I want a heartfelt response, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I get it though. I get it. I think that you gotta be a little bit more thoughtful with your responses.
For sure.
But
For
like
sure.
just naturally, like even if I'm excited sometimes, you may not be able to tell sometimes how excited. Like I feel like naturally like I do that. And then sometimes you probably a peep like this nigga overexcited and I might not be that excited. You know what I'm saying? But it's
And-
but you been around me, TJ. You know I feel like you kind of know like it's just me, bro.
But the
That's why I say
standard-
like you got to know who your dog is and know who
That's
people
a
are,
fact.
and then you won't get into you won't get in your feelings.
But the
you know?
vast majority, remember, is going to be interactions that you don't have in person. So if you're texting, most times you're texting somebody, whether it's business or you reach out to somebody, you hitting up on IG or something, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have a personal relationship with them first. So I always throw people off because there's not an awkward bone in my body. Pause. So like I'll see somebody will give me their number and I'll FaceTime them. I ain't never talked to them ever. I'll tap in with somebody. Yo man, good to meet you, so on and so forth. Give me their number. Before I shoot a text, I'll FaceTime them.
Thank you,
I think
Nisi.
that's wild.
That's not. I don't want to.
Appreciate
Nah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's
wild.
but
Yeah, man.
it's normal to me. If a nigga send me LOL, you gotta think.
By the way, shout out Miss Nisi. We got some of the best ginger shots here at Equilibre Health Foods. Our favorite spot
Thank
to
you,
come
Miss
to.
Nisi.
Yeah. Thank you.
I
Yeah.
think it's weird when a nigga say LMAO and not laughing. That's weird. And 99% of the time when somebody texts you that, they not laughing. But if you get it from me, you probably gonna laugh. So me, if you give me your number, I'm FaceTiming you. What's so weird about a FaceTime? I don't care if I ain't never talked to you or never text you.
You crazy.
I want to see if you really laughing. Don't send me no LOL if you ain't laughing. I FaceTime. I want to see who I'm talking to.
That's wild, bro.
I think
I think that's wild, bro. Yeah, that's wild. Cause man, you do not FaceTime me, bro. Like if you just got my number, I'm not answering that FaceTime.
I want to say I've FaceTime everybody in my. I've definitely
You FaceTime
FaceTime
me the other day.
Yeah, I always
Right.
FaceTime people. That's just normal for me.
It's like what this nigga doing, man.
Bro, I go to Publix. I feel like if the world was more like me, we'd be in a better place. That's what most people feel.
Why? Explain that.
I go to Publix. With my wife. I'm checking out. Did you find everything okay? Absolutely. That's why I'm here checking out. It's the end. You know what I'm saying? I think people are so used to asking and living like robots. Example, same Publix. How you doing? How's everything going today? You good? Everything's good? I said, nah, actually it's not. I said, my mom just had a bad diagnosis with her cancer. Not really going well. But peaks and valleys. This was the cashier asked me.
And that's what you told her.
Absolutely. She asked me. I don't know her.
Right.
But she says, how you doing?
Right.
I answer. She goes, she didn't say nothing. I said, is that it? My wife, I'm so sorry. I said, sorry for what? She just asked me how I'm doing.
Right.
And I told her, and y'all looking at me like I'm crazy.
Right.
She goes, you do this everywhere we go. I said, Amber, I'm not trying to be funny. She just asked me, and I told her. The dude behind her, white, he's like, he's right, you know? He's like,
You ask me how I'm doing. I'm
yeah,
telling you.
and I told her.
Bro, like,
And she didn't say nothing. And my wife says, well, they're just being polite. I said, that's not polite. To ask me how I'm doing, I tell you, and that's it. So I said, if more people were just 100% honest of who they were, I think we'd have better interactions.
I agree with that. Cause I was just talking to a friend of mine about like, you know, things that you shouldn't talk about. Like I got an Instagram post and I talked about prenup. And he said, Brandon, you shouldn't talk about this. I said, why? Like just, or politics. Why? Or even religion. Like why?
Right.
Like why you just can't talk about those things? People are you thinking it? But just like you, it's like people ask you that question but don't really mean like how are you doing?
Then why ask me?
Exactly. So and that's my point when I used to tell you, T, like when people going through stuff, like, do people really care?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, like naturally I'd be like, I wouldn't share because I don't feel like you care.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, people, something happened to you, to a family member be like, oh my God, bro. Like, you know, people may just say something small about it, but they won't, I don't know, it's just not genuine, I feel like.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'd rather like stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
I might be like, you might ask me, how you doing, B? Then
Shit, cool. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like me elaborating into stuff all the time, it's like, man, you don't care about that shit, man.
That's a fact.
Right.
Let me deal with this. You know what I mean?
Bro, I just had kind of like talked to my kids about that yesterday. We were, you know, we in there training, and they fucking up and doing stuff. And I say, bro, listen. I say, you as a man, one of the kids started getting emotional, being in his feelings. I say, you as a man, you don't have time to be in your emotions. You don't have time to be in your feelings. Because at the end of the day, a motherfucker's not going to care about you.
That's a fact.
You can't feed your family. Ain't nobody coming to say, Phil, here go a band, bro. Here, man. Next week you come back. Phil, here go another band. Nobody doing that, bro. Like, now for women, you know, you're going to get some extra help. Not to be on the man versus women type shit, but women are going to get a little bit more help than us men, bro. You know, and like even my daughter, when my daughter get 40, 50 years old, Daddy, I need this, that, and the third, I'm here.
100%.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Same
But
way.
as a man right now, if I went to my mom and dad and be like, man, Mom, Dad, man, this shit going at, well, shit, figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? God damn it. You know, what the fuck? You got a wife and kids. You need to figure that shit out.
Facts.
And so, like, man, we don't have time as men just to be emotional, bro. You don't have that time. You don't have that luxury.
Nope.
Because motherfuckers, like y'all say, motherfuckers really don't care. And if you tell them that you're going through some shit, 99% of the people are going to be happy that you got some shit going on and be like, I see, I told you that nigga ain't had that shit, how he pretending to be. So you just trying to be like, fuck it.
Absolutely. And it's action. Emotions, nothing gets done with emotion. Emotions is always going to be there, but it's action. And I just try to be as thorough and as authentic as possible, because the vast majority, when I say the vast majority of people are just robots, and they don't mean what they say, and they don't say what they mean. Like, little example, I'm watching the news like 2 days ago, the lady that passed out on TV. You saw that?
Yeah.
You saw the news anchor woman that passed out on the just nothing crazy. She talking and she just passed out. I don't know what medical issue she was dealing with. Young chick, our age. Mm-hmm. And then her co-host, he's like, "Oh man, so yeah, and we're gonna." Then he's like, tries to continue for like 5 seconds, and then he's like, "You know what? We're just gonna take a break here." So then everyone's like, "Oh, he's trying to keep his professionalism, this and this," and then I'm like, "What professionalism? We're humans, right? Like, everyone is a human. Everyone has the same normal emotions that we all have, right? I think what's more human is just to be like, oh, damn, yo, cut this. Is she all right? Mm-hmm. Like, no one's going to trip about that. The one thing that I do like about Donald Trump, there's not many. The one thing that I do like is that he's human, right? And he makes that position seem human, right? And I never give Donald shout outs, but I do like that, right? We don't need to be here all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone is human. Not one person watching that's gonna be like, man, that was unprofessional as hell. Nah, chick passed out. Yo, cut that. Yo, she good? Yo, we need an EMT. So I think, like, when I have those interactions with people, how you doing? I tell them. I just feel like if we were more like that, shit would move better.
But that's the reason why people dislike Trump.
Why?
Because of what you're saying.
Because he's human.
Yeah. And he's saying what he means when he's saying it. So think about it. Like, we want people to be authentic.
Facts.
That's what the world say. That's what people say. That's just what your girls say too in a relationship. Hey, be real with me. Tell me the truth. Mm-hmm. Really? I'm saying really?
Yeah.
I'm saying because when the truth is in front of you, you don't want to hear that.
Right.
I'm telling you, like, I'm not big in politics, but a lot of these people in politics, or even in high positions, like, you taught to move a certain way, say certain things. You know what I'm saying? You taught to respect, like, people's in the white jackets, like, as a doctor, as, like, knowing everything about everything. But is that the truth?
No.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just saying it gets tricky. So like, for some of you Trump, like if you say like, you compliment him, but why you dislike him?
I ain't gonna do that because we ain't got enough time for that.
Bro, just say one thing that you dislike, Dan.
In my opinion, from what I see, what I don't like about him is if you're not an expert in this field, it's okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No one is that equipped in everything, right? And what I don't like is no matter what room he's in, no matter what the topic is, he's the man on it. He's the expert. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't have to be, right? You don't have to be to sit at the table with this guy who is, or that woman who is, or it doesn't diminish who you are at all to say that person is great at what they do, right? Even if we defer, right? Like, there are tons of people that I don't agree with, but I know that's a high-level person, that's a very intellectual person, that's a smart person. Like, just because you and I don't agree doesn't mean you're dumb, doesn't mean this, doesn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? Like, without being too specific, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the president. But I find that he does that often, right? Nah, that person sitting next to you is a peer, is equal for a reason. That person is next to you for a reason. Everybody you play with in the league is there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's elite as well. Same thing with what fighters like to do. Oh, he's ass. No, he's not ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's there because you're there. You know what I'm saying? You guys are both elite competitors. It's okay that you took an L. Right. He's good too. That makes you that much better that you beat that person that's your peer. So that's one thing I don't like about him is that no matter what, if he's sitting at the table, confidence or not, that person is inferior, he's better, they're not qualified. So he's the only guy that got all the answers, you know?
Okay. And you think, is that because you think that most times he's wrong?
Yeah, and he don't like niggas. What are we talking about?
You don't think so? You don't think so?
Look, Brandon, man. Look. Can you have a change of heart? Absolutely.
Yep. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you after that.
Can you have a change of heart? Yes.
All
right? Man, like that. This is touchy, but
no, it's okay.
I could go off, but
no, you can too.
But my thing is this, man. Like, you don't just. You think he wake up and be like, man, what can I do for these people right here, like from right here? Be honest, like from right here. You think he wakes up and be like, man, how can I help this situation? Like, how can I really change this situation for these people right here? You think he does that?
Can you let me answer?
Yeah.
Who has done that? Who has ever done it?
So look, I don't care. You asked me about Donald Trump.
But you feel what I'm saying?
I don't feel what you're saying, because this is what people do.
No, you gotta feel me.
I don't.
Who
Watch
else?
this,
He asked you, like, who else, what other president or anybody in general has done that?
Hey, man, weed is bad, but you smoke. Or weed is bad, but you drink. That's bad, too. That's never the argument with me. I don't care. I don't care who has, who hasn't. We're talking about this gentleman, right? And that's always the argument I hear, too. The same argument I hear with people, I don't smoke. If you smoke, that's cool. I don't care. Well, Phil, you drink. I don't drink. I stopped drinking a year ago. But it's always, Phil, but you drink. That's bad, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't that don't big up weed. I don't care who has, but I know you don't. I know you don't wake up right here in your heart of hearts and be like, man, what can I do for these people to better the situation after I'm gone?
So you saying that's what Trump not doing? Like, he's not trying to look out for us? Is that basically
I
what you're saying?
I don't need him to, right? But what I'm saying is, in his heart of hearts, I don't feel. I could be wrong. In his heart of hearts, I don't feel he wakes up and be like, man,
how can he help the black
how can
community?
I genuinely help these people?
These people you mean about the black
Absolutely.
community?
From right here.
What president has done that?
I don't know.
So you can't say that. We can't go off and say, shit, do we know Barack did that?
No, but
We
guess
don't know,
what?
We don't know none of the presidents
But he black.
Nah, for sure. But see that, you know what?
But
And that's why some people was voting for him just for that reason. Oh,
Absolutely.
man, we getting a nigga in here. Let's vote for him. But not knowing he could be on some fucked up shit.
Absolutely.
Because he really just a yes man to somebody else.
Absolutely. But self-preservation is real, right? And I hope and I feel in my heart of hearts, and this is just what I feel, I could be wrong. Like-minded, people that look like you, people that are from the same
Hell no, Phil.
background as you.
No, hell no.
You trying to work with them to build.
Man,
I could
bro,
be wrong.
think about this. All of us come from the same type of atmosphere. Growing up in the hood, right?
Brandon, I'm going to fuck him up with this
And
after.
no, how many niggas you done had that you grew up with that done tried to help you and say, you know what, I'm about to help you and better you. And there's been plenty of white people. I had a white person come up with me. Look, God bless Dr. L. This man used to, TJ, I'm gonna come pick you up, take you to school. This man here go $100 to go home with for the weekend.
Fire.
Like doing all of this shit. And I'm in 7th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th grade. This is the headmaster of my school. All the way up until I'm a senior in high school, bro.
That's crazy.
This man was taking care of me, helping me out. You know, anything. I had free lunch every day at a private school. And it's a white man. Do you think any black man did that for me when I was coming up?
Nah.
From none. So that's why I say we can't look at, bro, you can't look at the race card, because I'm not racist either. You can't look at the race card. That shit.
Oh, I know we
dumb,
ain't
bro.
racist. And I'm not, but I don't, I just feel in my heart of hearts that's not who he is, not Pete. I'm going to fuck him up with this one. I know unequivocally situations that he's been in that he's moved a certain way for me to feel this way. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this person's name on camera, but this is one of my mentors, someone that y'all know who he is, someone that helped me get to where I'm at right now. His father is a former professional athlete, high-level professional athlete. And he was at the peak of his career in the late 80s, early 90s. And he ended up being the best man in his field 2 years in a row. Not 2 years in a row, 2 times in his career. And what comes with that is him meeting the president.
Right.
This is a professional athlete. He ended up meeting Donald Trump. Ends up going to the Oval Office. Brandon, I'm about to fuck you up. So look, he's at the White House because he's the best man in his professional sport for the year. He meets the president. Hey, man, good to meet you. Good job, man. He met the Secretary of State, how it is. He meets the Vice President. Brandon, he's going down the line shaking these men's hand. 250-pound, 8% body fat, defensive juggernaut. Like this. Studious dude. Graduated from Ivy League school. Good to meet you, Mr. President. Good to meet you, Mr. Vice President. Donald Trump was there with his homies. Donald Trump. Hand out, wouldn't shake his hand. Wouldn't shake his hand, Brandon. Wouldn't shake his hand. Now look, I can't say this man's name because I didn't get that you know what I'm saying, that okay from him, but he's gonna come on my pod, he was gonna talk to me about it. Now that's first-hand experience.
I was saying Trump didn't shake
TJ, listen to me one more, and I'm gonna let you talk. Listen, I'm gonna let you talk. Look, bruh. The president, TJ, listen. The president. No. The president invited him.
Right.
Because he's the best in his field. The president, the vice president, all the other important people there.
Yeah. Hey,
Mr. President, good to meet you. Man, I'm a fan. Good job this year. Hey, good to meet you. Good job. Donald Trump there with the homies because he Donald Trump. You know what I mean? He ain't who he is now, but he was the man, like financially, whatever, but he chilling with the president. Mm-hmm. Oh, so he just happened to be there that day. My mentor's father sees Trump. Hey, good to meet you too, sir. Hand out. Brolic hand. Hand out. Donald, look at him. In front of everybody. Hand back in his pocket. Come on, man. Next topic, man. Why he didn't shake his hand? Why he didn't shake his hand?
Hey, some people.
Why he didn't shake his hand? That's corny.
No.
Listen
Listen,
what I'm saying.
Sir, you know Serge Ibaka. You know Serge Ibaka, right?
Yeah, I know.
I told you about this story.
No.
I'm out in Miami, training. Carlos Arroyo, Ronnie Tech, bro, a bunch of big time guys out there training, bro. We walk into the gym. Remy out there, everybody out there. We walk into the gym. This is in 2012. Dapping everybody up. Serge Ibaka dapping everybody up. I go by. He don't know who I am. I'm a professional basketball player. He don't know shit. I say, what up, bro? I'm walking behind the guys that I'm with. Put my hand out like this. He looked at me like this and did this and then started texting
Man,
on his
Serge,
phone.
if you ain't, man, fuck Serge Ibaka, man.
Yeah, he a whole
Man, fuck Serge Ibaka.
But that nigga pie as hell for that. Super
Corny.
pie. And
Corny.
to this day, yeah, like
Ween.
I was like, bro, that's weird, bro.
Corn dogs.
So all right. And y'all got the right to say that because that's y'all personal experience with him.
Man, he about to stick up for Trump. Hang on, let me hit it.
No. I'm just gotta keep it 100 when it comes to everybody. We know people all the time that done some weird stuff. You might have spoke to them or whatever, and they ain't speak to you right. Kind of like the K-Tex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know dude like that. I ain't even heavy in politics like that. So I can't necessarily speak up for him in any which way other than like just being human, not being so charismatic. Because, because most people, I'm just saying, like that don't, listen, I don't know, bro. So, hey, so anybody
Brandon,
watching, check me out. Hold on, Phil. Anybody watching, like, I don't know. I just know my man, when I hear people talking about him, it's like he's not a people's person.
Yeah.
He say stuff like just a person that, like, just not just so friendly. But I don't care about people. Listen, I don't care if your ass ain't friendly. Stay your ass over there,
That's
nigga.
a fact.
Right.
That's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying? So even with Serge Ibaka or anybody who don't want to, whatever.
Man, fuck Serge
cool,
Ibaka. Leave my nigga hang,
Stay
man.
over there, bro.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Full
But
the African nigga.
because I know people like that. I know people like, that it makes them feel special if they shit on you. Like, that's a real thing.
Oh,
Like, y'all don't
absolutely,
know that's
bro.
a real thing, bro.
Absolutely. Come on. Absolutely.
So, and even some of your favorites.
Absolutely.
He could be your GOAT, right? Whoever your GOAT is, he might see you. And
Now,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, Brandon, look. Now, that's a great example what TJ just said, but the difference in the two examples, I am not co-signing Serge. That's some hoe ass shit,
Right.
especially in a basketball setting.
Okay.
Like,
Right.
honestly, he probably didn't crash out of his respect for you and everybody else. I don't care who
I
you
wasn't
are.
there.
No, I wasn't there.
I'm crashing out.
Yeah.
I'm crashing out. That is my pet peeve, by the way. I will crash out. But in this specific incident,
Yeah.
understand the context of what happened. This is a philanthropist. He won, not MVP, he won NFL Man of the Year, meaning like his philanthropy work,
Yeah.
right? He's going to schools. And so they don't, MVPs, unless they really like him, they'll maybe get invited to the White House. He got invited for what his body of work he was doing in not only his community, in the country. This nigga helped open a Disney World of Sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, doing big shit. He got invited to the White House at this point, right? So the context of what this is, and this is early 90s, you know what I'm saying, where they weren't really, we just kind of getting shit moving. You don't see many homies like him in the White House. He is simply there to meet the president for that day, for that allotted period of time, right? He is in the Oval Office shaking hands just that day. He ain't gonna show up the next day. You cannot tell me, oh, it's because he ain't a people person, or he ain't.
No, I'm saying, like,
You know what I'm saying? Just that specific incident.
You want me to tell you what I think?
What you think?
So Trump wasn't a president at the time.
No,
right?
no.
So what if it's his competitive spirit? Like, I know you feel like you that guy. Nigga, you ain't that guy. I'm that guy. I won't shake your hand, nigga. You know what I'm
TJ,
saying?
how though?
It don't matter.
In that context,
Bro,
it don't
listen.
go.
No.
It don't go. He's not his competitor.
Why he's not?
He's an athlete
It don't
invited
matter.
there to meet
But what he's getting congratulated on.
being a philanthropist, being
And
a good.
what Trump think he is.
Yeah, that too.
Same shit.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
Man, you need to get on the campaign, nigga.
What you saying? Like, you think you that guy? I'm shaking your hand. I'm just saying, some people like that, bro. Listen, I play with a bunch of athletes that these dudes want to be the man at all times. Like
Stephen A. Jackson, that's crazy. Stephen Jackson, that's what you were saying?
Who?
Stephen Jackson, his name?
What about it?
That's what you were saying. He
Who
want to
is
be the man all the time.
Nah, bro,
That was it? I'm fucking with you.
I know. No, for example, like, bro, when I was in Boston, I used to like to wear the LeBrons they're playing. Bro, Paul and KG, bro, them dudes despise that. especially when we about to play against Cleveland. They're like, bro, what you got on, bro? You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. I ain't mad at him, bro. I understand, like, you
That's
don't
different.
be wearing his niggas' shoes while you
Right,
playing
right.
against him. You
That's
know,
different.
but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, so it's just one of them things. It to me, it's like, but it's only my perspective. You still could look at it that way, the way you look at it, but I'm just giving you something.
But what is it going to take for him to, and I'm not saying this is the angle because I want to get off of this man before he sends somebody to the crib. Like, what would it take for you to be like, all right, cool, Phil, he don't really fuck with us?
No, I'm not saying he do.
Okay.
You feel me? Like, cause I could keep it 100 about that. 2, how old is my man?
He's his peer. I would say
You know what I'm
he's,
saying? How old is Trump?
Trump is, I don't know, 80,
70,
70,
late
80,
70s.
and he's older.
So I'm gonna give you an example of how 100 I am about it.
Mhm.
When you 70, 80, 90, 100 years old and you that race, what were they taught?
Absolutely.
So why would I think?
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
You ain't dumb.
You feel me,
Absolutely.
bro?
Absolutely.
So am I gonna be? So you gonna tell me something? I'm gonna fight you on that.
Absolutely.
On somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like he got to show me he not, but because I'm saying like that's all you taught.
Yeah.
Just like if I'm teaching my son hoop, like he gonna know basketball.
Absolutely.
You feel me? We just can't. You know what I'm saying?
And you're right because a good friend of mine, he wrestles, he fights with me now. He's a little younger than me.
That might be crazy. People may take that the wrong way, but I just that's like something you shouldn't talk about. But I feel like it's just the truth, bro.
It is.
Right.
It is. And it don't change it. My friend, I met him in West Virginia. He lives out here now, high-level fighter, high-level wrestler. He said, Phil.
Hold on, let me say something to this before you go.
No, go ahead.
But you also can like, you can also change like just like you telling me, like I'm saying that about those people they was taught that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you was taught something a certain way too. You came up, but you hang around me all the time.
Absolutely.
So you know me, right? You know my heart, right? And so it's like, bro, I was taught this about them people, man. Such and such, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I meet such and such boy, and he the same, and damn, he ain't like that either. But we got the wrong idea about these people.
Facts.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And you just change the narrative for your whole people.
You feel
and
what I'm
how he
saying?
feels. Absolutely.
Man, bro, a prime example, no bullshit. When I was playing in Europe, so my teammate, I'm listening, they hearing what type of music I listen to, and I'm, you hear my music sometimes, I got some bullshit on. And they like, bro, like, that's crazy that you listening to this. I'm playing some of their music over there. They like, I would never thought I would hear you playing this music. I was like, fuck, what you think music I listen to? Well, when I watch movies, it shows like, black guys, you guys just all listen to rap. And my teammate telling me this, I say, bro, no, bro. Like, I listen to everything, bro. So me by being over there and my school that I went to was a private school, so all the athletes there was black. All of them. You know what I'm saying? And then, but the majority of the school was white.
Yeah.
And so like, man, to this day, I got friends that, or people that I still keep in contact with, white guys, whatever. And it's just like, you change the narrative of the same thing that y'all talking about. You just change the narrative when you get around them and they like, damn, bro, like you just showed me that black people really ain't on that type of time. But that's what they see on TV.
I lived in West
I'm
Virginia.
Just tell you, I'm with you either way.
I know.
If you say somebody is like that,
bro,
I'm with you.
Bro, and I
but
get.
if they not, they not.
Bro, and I trust me, I get you, man. And you're if cats that don't, most people ain't gonna get to know you personally, man. But you a very conscious cat, man. And I've been told you that, like, you got a lot of bandwidth, bro. But when I was in West Virginia, I was there for 4 years while my wife was in dental school, and I had so many experiences where I was the first time they were chopping it up with a black dude, like the first time. And one of my wife's colleagues, he got drunk and he was literally crying tears around me. I want to put him out there. And this is a high-level dude now. He's actually a surgeon. He said, Phil, man. I said, what's wrong, man? He says, it's crazy because you can't go where I'm from. I said, what? What are you talking about? He said, you can't go where I'm from because you black. He goes, man, the longer I stayed in college, the more I realized how construed my family's point of view was. And he was like, man, you such a good dude, man. He's like, you literally can't go where I'm from because you black. And I'm 24 at the time. Never in my life I'm a taller guy. We're athletic. Nobody gonna come to us and be like, I don't like you because you black.
Right.
So low key, racism, my whole life has been like speculation. Because nobody, especially not me now, will come up to you like, man, I don't like you because you black. So it was crazy to me that this dude said that to me. He says, Phil, literally, you can't go where I'm from because you black. And also, a good friend of mine, he lives here now. He fights. He's on my team. He says, Phil, man, I love you, man. He's like, but fuck it, he's like, Phil, my dad's racist. Straight up. He goes, look, I was going to his house. We're going to go hunting. He goes, Phil, my dad's racist, man. He's like, I just want to warn you, man, just before he says anything, like, he's racist, man. Like,
I wouldn't have fucking went hunting out there. You tripping.
He goes, oh, it gets better. He goes, Phil, man, I just be honest, man. He's racist, and if he says anything, man, just he's ignorant about first words he's ever said to me. Phil fucking Rowe. He pulls up dirt road, slams the truck. Phil fucking Rowe. When I say this dude, me and this dude are like this dude love me.
Yeah.
I know, I don't care what he thought of black people before, his experience with black people before. Dude love me. Every time I go up there, I ask him, yo, how you pops? Every time we chop it up, it's love. Now, I guarantee you, I changed his narrative on how he feels about black people. Yeah. Right? Dude, I'm in the mountains in West Virginia, clenched onto this man, pause, on a four-wheeler. Slow down, man, slow down. I fuck with this dude. And so I don't hold people if they're ignorant, if they don't know better. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show them my heart and show them who I am. But still, to me, that don't change the fact of what they put out and how they interact with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just my job to show everybody love, show everybody who I am, right? As a person, my character, right? But there's been a lot of people in West Virginia that I was their first haircut ever, right? I go on these dudes' page now, they got comb overs, fades and shit. Like, so I feel like God put me there to grow. And what's crazy is there are so many people in my life now from West Virginia that like I have lifelong friendships with. Like, people in New York, of course, there's people in Florida, but like when I was in West Virginia the whole time, man, I can't wait to leave. I look back at it, man, I really enjoyed my time there because there's so many people that I am friends with now and I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life.
We've been on the political side.
Yeah, fuck politics, man.
We can switch
Long
that
time,
up.
bro.
What's good with these NBA players, man?
Huh?
What's good with these NBA players, man?
No, you tell me. You told me you had some issues with somebody that played in the league. Who's that guy?
I don't got issues with them, man, and I don't got issues with them because I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, you do.
I don't want smoke.
They
They don't want smoke.
That's why you in the gym.
They don't want smoke with me. I tell you that. But man, I'll be honest, bro. I'm blessed, and I got to give you flowers, man, because I met a lot of league niggas, and bro, you the most thorough cat I ever met in my life. And when it comes to NBA players,
Bro, I appreciate that, bro.
it's a fact.
Bro, it's heartwarming, bro. Thank you, bro.
Is it a fact? And I ain't gassing this dude.
Right.
You've been around these weenies.
Yeah.
These niggas are dorks, bro. Like, I done been in VIP booths with these guys, across from these, like, straight up lame nerds. I done got I done got escorted out of 11 because I was across from a guy in the league, and
What's his name?
I was across from a guy in the league, and all his girls and people in his booth kept coming to my booth.
Yeah.
And I done got asked to
do shit
leave.
like that.
I said, man, and I ain't doing nothing. I ain't trying to fuck no bitches. I'm just being
vibing,
Phil.
yeah.
And I said, what? I'm shot. I'm like, yo, what up, man? Love.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, hey, man, you got to go.
You gotta get on out of here.
I said, these niggas, multi-million weenies. You know them way more than me. Nerds, bro.
You know money don't change niggas.
No,
Money
of course.
can't unlame you.
Of course.
That's the thing. Money cannot unlame you, bro.
Nerds, bro. Shout out to Jalen Suggs, too. He's a good dude, man. And he's a solid cat, man. I met him. He's a solid young brother. But most of these niggas, man, are weenies, man. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas. But there was one basketball player, man. I reached out to him because I supported him. He showed me love, and then he invited me to come chop it up with him. And I jokingly said, yo, man, when I pull up, we got to play, man. Game 11. 3 dribbles. I'm going to get you.
I know you talking about.
He just ghosted me. He never responded. It says seen.
Yeah.
So I talked to Brandon. I said, man, I like this dude, man. Like, he said, man, Phil, man, these guys are pros, man. Like, they take that shit to heart. I said, it's different if he's currently playing. It's different if he's at a high level. Like right now, he retired. That chapter closed. He the man. It's all love. Man, it's different, man. These guys take it. It's a game. Nobody got to get harmed. Nobody got to get hurt. It's like literally a video game. How many times you done been across your mans playing the game? Y'all talking shit to each other. It's a game. You can't get that, man.
No, it's true. Who's that player though? Say his name, man.
I don't know, man.
Put a name on it,
I don't want no beef.
Man, put a name on it, man. Ain't gonna be no beef.
Ain't no beef, man. But Jeff T.
All right.
Jeff T. Shout out to Jeff T. Man. All love. I don't know if he just didn't pay attention to it. He didn't get around to it. But
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
look, we had a half decent dialogue. I support those guys. I still watch the pod. It's all love. But I had said that in the DMs. I said, yo, man, when I get up there, we gotta play, man. Seen. He never responded to me ever again. Like, don't interact with me. Never responded. I hit up Brandon. I said, man, I don't want to disrespect nobody with it. He said, man, it's different. So then I hit up Brandon the other day. Because I see him online playing Gear 101. I said, now what you saying don't make sense to me. Because he's playing Gilly the Kid, 50-year-old man,
Right.
playing one-on-one, having fun, Jones and laughing with him. So what Brandon was saying to me didn't make sense at that point because he is actively playing basketball with a nigga that's not in the league, that never played in the league, that never played high level, that ain't a high-level basketball player. That's a recreational LA fitness nigga.
All right, but look, listen. The only thing about it is Gilbert. Only thing about it is what's my man Gilly the Kid? He can really hoop, and I'm saying
He can. Don't do that. Don't give him that.
what I'm saying as for a rapper, podcast dude, like he done while the camera's rolling.
Damn,
he
he gonna
people
clip
buckets.
that, nigga. He's gonna clip that. Crazy. Brandon Bass saying Gilly Kid. Go ahead, man.
I think he's decent. He's no pro. He ain't got no business playing against this team.
That's my point.
But I'm saying, but I'm saying, but he have shown he got some skills.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is this: for me, or I feel like any ball player, or even you as a fighter, if you, let's say you said it to me, and you were serious, it'll hurt my feelings. Because there's no way you think you're gonna beat me.
I know that.
So I don't want to play you. And then it's like me, I would never be like, let's go a few rounds, I'm gonna beat your ass.
That's a fact.
Because I feel like this is what you do, bro. It ain't gonna hurt your feelings. And I don't got
It
enough
would.
respect for
It
you
would. It would.
as a fighter.
It would.
You know what I'm saying?
It would. Now here's my rebuttal to Rashad McCants. Goofy.
OMG.
That's what I thought you was talking about the first
Goofy.
time.
Goofy.
Right.
Goofy. Weenie.
Right.
I press him on site if he ever had an issue with me. Weenie. But I said, because jokingly, not jokingly, look, I fight for a living at the highest level of fighting.
Right.
I may get a nigga from Uzbekistan without a beard next week that I got to fight that's 20-0.
Right.
And I can't say no to. I got to show up and fight this nigga that's been wrestling bears since he a kid. And I can be really compromised. Something could happen to me where I can't go home to my family. That's serious to me. I'm never going to leave a basketball game altered to where I can't go home to my kids. Right? I've played basketball my whole life. I love basketball. When I see NBA players, man, I show them the utmost love and admiration and respect. I do. I'm a weenie when it comes to league players, because that was what my heart was. Bro, I'm in Miami at the UFC fan experience at I forget which event, and I'm signing autographs, I'm taking pictures, and I'm a B- level celebrity when it comes to fighting. So I'm there and people showing me love. Anytime I'm at a UFC event in Florida, I get love. I see Glenn Robinson. Literally, there's a kid next to me taking a
Junior
picture.
or the big dog?
Big dog.
Okay.
There's a kid next to me. He getting nachos. I said, bro, there's a line. I ain't never had a line. This was the first time I had a line for people taking pictures with me. There's about 50 people in line. They at a UFC event, I'm a fighter, they gonna be in line for me. I see Glenn. I say, yo. I say, yo, give me a second, man. I say, yo, big dog. He said, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I said, yo, man, what's up, man? I'm like, nobody's saying nothing to him. That's how I am. And I don't care who seen, who saw. I hugged this nigga. When I seen Tim Duncan, I told you, yo, man, can I call my dad? He said, yeah. I called my dad in front of Tim. Yo, look at fucking the Admiral. I show love. Gilbert Arenas, love that guy. Brandon Kenyon, I show all these guys love. On one of the comments, and this is so I'm bringing it up again. I said I'll beat Rashad McCants right now 1-on-1. Nigga, Rashad, you played in the league what 2 years, and you're so far removed. You a meathead now. That's what I said. And then he comments he just wants clout. And I said, so then I'd even message him. I private message him a video on my face so you can see. I said, bro, if you want to play, we can put some chicken up. That's a fact. I will play you. I'll bring bread. What you want to do? He said I forget what he said, 20,000, something stupid. I said, how about this? Let's make it 40,000. Since you brought up fighting, he goes, that's like me calling you out in a fight. I said, no, it's not. I said, because if we fight, somebody's getting physically harmed bad, and it's not going to be me. And we ain't going to be friends after that. If we play basketball, you can talk shit to each other, we can laugh, and then we can go be cool. Like, I do that every week. I go to LA Fitness, there be 40-year-old guys there, there young kids that could kill me. I'm getting cooked by high school kids. I like basketball, it's fun. So he goes, I said, how about this, since you brought up fighting? I'll play you 1-on-1, we'll double it back. All you got to do is survive one round when we spar. He ain't coming back. How that's not disrespecting you is because I play basketball with niggas in the league. And what did they do? Just give me buckets. Call it a day. Shake hands after.
What if somebody broke your ankles?
Then they break my ankles.
You got to go to the hospital and be propped up for.
Then that's something I got to live with.
No, what I'm saying is that I'm just putting in the context of fighting. You could get hurt in the ring. You actually could get hurt on the basketball
court.
Yeah,
but the objective isn't to hurt you. My objective is to bring physical pain onto you, right? And to physically harm you.
If I tried to cross you, if somebody really tried to cross you, they trying to break your fucking ankles.
No.
So listen, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you seen AI cross Mike, what the fuck was he trying to do with Mike? Man, get your ass out the way, bro. Even if that means breaking your ankle.
It ain't the same as me grabbing a man's head, pause, and trying to knee him in his throat.
No, I get that.
It's not the same.
I get that. It's not quite the same, but I'm saying you could be in both sports you can get injured.
Yes, but look, you think
not to your degree.
You think Steve Nash ever wanted to physically harm another man? You think
like actually I want to destroy
I want to hurt him. I don't want him to go home.
I think every ball player has felt that.
Look,
listen to what I'm saying. Every ball player, think about it. Like, they say Michael Jordan and Kobe's are killers. You don't think they ever thought about, like, I want to literally destroy this guy where he don't want to play basketball no more?
Yes, mentally. I don't think they're.
You don't think physically like you saying like you don't think like, all right, I'm trying to break this nigga knee up to where he can't play basketball no more. That's what you're saying?
Yes, I think people think that. But also, the scope of the game doesn't allow you to do that.
It's different. It's
right?
different. But
Like yes. And the rules. And once again, I respect basketball players more than I should. Why? Because I was a fan. I wanted to be. I'm still a fan. I'm still in all of these kids. Your son. When I met your son, he was a fucking child. He was at your fucking waist. He was 9, little skinny. That motherfucker bigger than me, pause. That shit is cool to me to see him cooking people now, 6'5". He was 9 to 6, that's a huge jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's cool to me. So, for me, I don't even have to think twice. This ain't fighting, this ain't football, I know I show love to NBA players because I've always aspired to do that. So it's never an issue where I gotta go back and like, man, Phil, did I? Hell no, I ain't disrespect that.
Let me tell you how you do that, bro. Anybody you have an issue with, because I don't think it's an NBA players thing or it's a fighters thing. Listen, you got smoker with McCants. Let's get in the ring, bro.
That's crazy.
Like spar a little bit if you want
that
to.
That sounds crazy.
I'm saying if you want to.
He would never want to do that.
Even if Teague, if you want to, like, bro. Like,
I don't want to beat up Jeff Teague.
Let's fix it.
Yeah, I don't want to beat up Jeff Teague. I got no problem with that. I like Jeff Teague.
Can I tell you what I was thinking one day? Look. I was actually almost in a road rage incident, right?
Oh my God.
How? You the most laid back me?
I was laid back in the whole conversation. But I was coming through my gate and this guy, And I seen him having like having attitude and talking crazy because he felt like I was close to him going to the gate. So to go in my back gate is right. You know, it got like 2 flaps. So you know the car kind of like your tag on the car beeps you in and it beeps him in, but it's 2 gates, right? So it's like I kind of want to go through with him,
Right.
but he think I'm too close to him. So I get in the gate and I see him saying like talking shit about me, boom, boom, boom. So I pull up on side of him. I was like, "What's up, bro?" I said, "What's up, man? You good?" You know, he telling me he talking crazy though. He's like, "Man, you on my ass." I said, "Bro, what you, bro? I live here, bro, and I'm just trying to get to the gate, get through it."
You in the Maybach?
I'm in that boy, man. But I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get through. He was telling me like, he talking crazy. I was so cool because in my head, I'm already knowing I'm not getting in the road rage incident, but I want to tell this guy, bro, listen, bro, if I was crazy, we can handle whatever you want to handle. So don't do that because maybe in your next situation, you will meet somebody that's on the same type of time as you.
And it's ain't going to end
And,
well.
and it don't end well for maybe both of y'all.
Right.
So I forgot why I brought that up. But I thought, why I brought that up, bro?
Because you was talking about getting in the ring.
Because I was talking about getting in the ring with the gentleman, all these people that I had disagreements with.
That you got smoked with.
That I got smoked with.
Yeah. I forgot why I brought it up. But that happened, bro. And I handled it well. But, this is why I brought it up. Because I wouldn't have mind getting in the ring with him.
Okay.
Just to spar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really feel that way? Like, you really feel that way in the moment? Like, I ain't mad at you, but let's just go spar.
Yeah.
I got gloves at the house. You got your gloves. We just get in there for a couple minutes and just get that little shit off. Right?
Brandon. When I tell you, you don't understand. I have a deep, burning sense. You don't know how I would love life if that could be a thing.
Right, because my thing is, why aren't you like thinking about what somebody may be going through?
Bruh, I just saw a picture, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a picture, like a bunch of cars on the highway.
Yeah.
And it was like a road rage picture. But one picture said, the guy just lost his mom. Like one car, it was like a head and above each car. This guy just lost his mom. This guy found that he had cancer. This woman lost her baby. This grandpa found out he got 2 days left. Like it was different scenarios above each car. And it's like, man, you never know what people going through, bro. So
damn.
Yeah.
Look how stupid that all that little scenario took. Cause I got bad road rage. I've worked on it though. I'm a lot better. Like when I say a lot better, I let people go. Now look at this, Phil. That guy cut you off because he got a text that his mom passed away.
Yeah.
And now you on his tail talking shit to him. You're a dork. And that's how I feel. Just cause I'm 34 years old. I never thought that in my life.
I know.
That dude that just cut me off. That dude that just cut me off. He looking down because his mom gone. And you want to go follow him and beat him up.
Yeah, bro.
I'm a lane.
So look,
that's crazy.
So that, and look, and guess what? So
I
was in my feelings a little bit about dude being mad at me, but I respect his mind though. Like I still now I'm not gonna be close to people because somebody uncomfortable with that. But I'm saying in that moment.
But Brandon,
listen to me though. Check me out. Check me out. In that moment, like I was just wondering, like why you ain't try to feel what I was going through. Maybe I was trying to rush, just like you saying. But I still wanted to be cool, aggressive.
But look, let's call a spade a spade. Me and you live amongst the whites. You know what I'm saying? in them gated communities.
True.
9 times out of 10, they just be assholes, man. Like, look, I got kicked out of my Orchard Hills group on Facebook. I'm not even in the Facebook group no more. How whole ass shit is that? You know why? And Brandon, I deal with the same shit you deal with. Hey, why are they tailgating in the entrance? The same whole ass shit. Now look, they kicked me out the group. Look, what we saying is deeper than that. A lot of the times though, they just be bullshitting. But they kicked me out the group and I'm venting. This lady in the Orchard Hills community group, I wish I knew her name so I put you on blast. She gonna comment, we need bike safety classes in the community. She took a picture. She's driving her car, TJ. There's a girl riding her bike in the street. In the middle of the street. She took a picture. Where the fuck should she ride her bike? She a 10-year-old kid.
Right.
I rode my bike. You want to know where I rode my bike in New York? What you talking about? We're in the community. So I said, now y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I said, y'all a bunch of grown ass crybabies. That's the only thing I said, that curse. Then another gentleman goes underneath my comment. If I'm lying, I'm dying. If I hit her and her brain matter is on the ground, then someone would care. How the fuck can this dude say that?
Right.
And I said, bro, I said, y'all aren't solution based. Where the fuck should she ride her bike? I said, look, if y'all had a group meeting, all the 10-year-olds in the neighborhood, and you had the best bike safety expert in the world, have a group meeting, teach these little niggas how to ride their bike. In 10 minutes, they're going to be throwing snot balls. They kids. It's our job as adults that operate 2-3 ton vehicles to be more aware and let these fucking kids ride their bike in the neighborhood. But you going to make a post. They kicked me out the group.
Yeah.
Why they kick me out of the group? Because I'm the only young black kid in there that don't wake up at 9 a.m. and go to work. That's why they kicked me out the fucking group. Had nothing to do with it. Side note, I got off track. But
No. That's accurate.
and that's how. And I know where you live. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
That dude knew exactly. Man, look at this motherfucker. Always fucking tailgating me. You fucking get the fuck off my ass, nigga. You fucking.
He upset me. He really upset me, but I was really cool about it. But like I hated that I held my cool. I ain't gonna lie, I hated it. That's why I told you what I said. Like in my mind, I was like, I just wouldn't mind. It would be cool if we got in the glove. Like, no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like just get in the glove.
Oh, I feel the same way.
Like I just want him to understand, like nicely, like just be
cool.
thoughtful.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Now my question to you.
But I am now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But still, because the respect goes both ways. Because like I said, even though the fact that he thought I was wrong, okay, cool, I kind of accepted that too. But you still gotta handle it different.
Yeah.
You understand?
And what
let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Question.
Tell me about Kanye West, bro.
I'm not. There's nothing to say. Kanye West is a shitty human being. He's a shitty person. There's a certain point where you gotta write a nigga off. There's a certain point where you gotta draw the line. I don't give a fuck how much money you have, what songs you made, how deep nah, nigga, you're a bad human being. You're a bad person. You're a piece of shit person. I wash my hands of you. I got non-negotiables. You talk about Amaya and Kobe, my kids, I'm putting hands and feet on you. I will fight to the last fiber in my body for those two human beings. Why are we talking about fucking kids? Why are we talking about innocent, beautiful children? Why are you talking about Jay-Z kids? In any fucking capacity. Why are they in your mind? Why are they in your fucking thoughts? You a whole ass nigga, bro. There's nothing you can tell me that you try to, well, he's, fuck him. Nah, he's a bad human. He's a shitty human being. We can be good without him. I don't need to decipher what the fuck you saying. I don't need to Nicolas Cage your fucking passage. You're a shitty human being. You're a shitty person. Don't talk about people, kids. There's racism across the board in all kind of cultures, right? I don't care what your message was and why you said you love Hitler, all kind of dumb shit. I don't got time to decipher that hoe ass shit. You're a terrible human person. You're a terrible human being, and I'm over the nigga. I'm over him. I think we should. He will fucking chop his head off live on camera for attention. And that's all it is. He's just seeking attention. He's seeking validation from people. And I've washed my hands with him. And a lot of people, and for years, I was always on the edge about it. Man, you know what, man? Fuck him. He ain't misunderstood. Fuck him. Don't talk about nobody kids. Don't talk on a sub. There are too many people on earth for anyone to be mentioning Hitler. There are too many amazing human beings. There are too many amazing, powerful women and men that have walked this earth for you to use this man as an example for anything. Anything.
Yeah, you know what? I would dive into like try to break down what I think he'd be thinking, but
Yeah, boy, different.
At a certain point, it's too much. It's just I don't need to decipher what you. Why are you thinking about children? Right. It's that simple. Why are you thinking about this man's kids at all in any fucking capacity? Why are you thinking about his children?
Yeah.
Why is how his children's appearance on your mind? I'm not even gonna go into anything, but why?
Cool.
You're crazy. Fuck him.
Yeah. You think Shannon Sharp is wrongly accused?
No.
Why?
Man, look, you've lived in that life way longer than me. The life of a high-level professional athlete around people with big amount of money. These people all think they're untouchable, right? At a low level. And when you're talking to a guy that has the means that he has, my dad says this, and it's so true the older I get. My family calls me Poppy. Not like Spanish Poppy, like Poppy, P-O-P-P-Y. Poppy, if you weren't there, they couldn't call your name. That's what my dad said. My dad would whoop my ass. If somebody called a house and say Phil, and that's it. He don't need to know what happened. Poppy, I told you not to go there. I don't give a fuck if you didn't do. I got in trouble. My friend skipped school. The teacher called and wanted to know about what I knew about my friend skipping school. That was enough for my dad to whoop my ass. He says, Poppy, if you ain't there, they can't call your name. Period. And that lesson stuck with me the older I got. And I said, man, Phil, if you remove yourself from these situations, they're not gonna call your name. Ain't nobody ever accused me of nothing. Ain't nobody ever accused me of treating women bad. I ain't never put my hands on a woman. I ain't never called a woman a bitch in my life. Right? If I'm lying, I'm dying. Just certain things I don't do. You can't ever call my name in that light ever. Never, never, never. You can never call. My wife can never say I've called her a bitch. My wife can never say I physically harmed her. Ever. I will never do those things. So like my father said, Poppy, if you weren't there, they couldn't call your name. Why are they saying his name? I ain't never heard no rape allegations or sexual assault allegations from you ever. Why? Oh, it ain't. Kobe, I love him. God rest the dead. There's a reason they said these things, right? You put yourself in these situations for a reason.
That's a great point you made. I think like the point you're making is like it's great for kids and it's great for adults too, just to kind of stay out the way of that. But it's like almost in the world today, it's like you almost got to stay away from girls.
Mm-hmm. Yes and no, man.
This is what I'm saying. Meaning like you got to be a one woman's man.
Yes, and that's what God intended.
You can't have multiple women.
That's the way God intended. Period. So look, and if you can't live by that, that's on you.
But is that what the Muslims think?
Nah, I ain't a Muslim. I'm a Christian.
But I'm saying the Muslims, what they think?
I don't know what they think.
You know what they think?
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying, but that's on them. And if you feel that way, cool. How you living should be conducive to what you feel. Now, guess what? Drama, baby mama this, baby mama that.
Yeah.
Your lifestyle will show you what you believe is true or not, right? So if you practice abstinence, practice celibacy, find a woman, marry her, have kids, I guarantee you ain't gonna run into no problems. But if you don't, you may, right? If you don't live that way and I ain't a model Christian, don't look to me. I sin every day, I fall short. God knows my heart though, right? God knows my heart. He knows I'm sincere. He knows I try, right? My personal relationship is my personal relationship. Sure. But still, my point being, back to Shannon Sharp, is how I feel is this. I don't know the intricacies of it. All I know is, why the fuck is that man's name in their mouth? He had to made himself accessible. He had to be around. He had to do something to where he could be brought in that light.
The thing about it is, it's simple. Just him simply having a relationship with her is enough for for him to be accused of.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I'm saying. So it's like, to your point of like your dad saying like if you wasn't there they can't call your name. Well, what if you was there and you didn't do it? I mean, we got friends that we don't know. We won't know how they think, and they may do something and then we get blamed for it. Did we do it? We still ain't do it.
Facts.
So it's like, to me, like in Hollywood, to be honest, it's like, bro, it just seems like just some bunch of funny business going on. Cause my thing is like, if a girl done got mistreated, right? She deserved to get, what's the word?
Restitution or whatever it is. I don't know what the word
she
is.
deserved to get,
I punch on people.
Yeah, whatever the case may be. The guy, whoever treated her wrong, deserved his punishment, whatever the case may be. But I'm saying if the guy didn't do anything, Phil, bro.
Yeah, nah, that's bullshit though.
Because like I just seen something where it say Byron Scott got accused of sexual assaulting a girl 38 years ago, bro.
Shit, what's the name? What was it? I remember somebody else did too.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not even 38. That's crazy.
Man, Bill Cosby was in jail for fucking
some shit that happened 50
years ago. Yeah, it's crazy.
But what's happening where what's going on?
I mean, R. Kelly.
How is that a thing? Like, how is that a thing of today? That somebody did you something 40 years ago, 30 years ago, and you talking about like suing them for the bread, not sending them to jail, suing them for the bread. You playing games, bro?
Yeah.
Man, send the man to jail. What money? Why you want money?
Right.
Man harmed you, man. Send this nigga, he need to go to jail, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Why you digging in the man's pockets? You playing games, bro.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So to me, when it comes to the Shannon Sharp thing, it's like, man, send the man to jail.
Yeah, if he did
Why
what
you
he
in
did.
the man's pockets?
Facts.
Right.
And you don't want 10 million ain't enough, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Don't take the 10. Send him to jail. But you want 50. You should want 50. 50 gonna make you feel good.
Nah, that's
50
a
gonna
whole
make it
fact.
straight.
Yeah, you're right. You're
That's
right.
a game, bro.
It is a game. It's a game.
They hustling, bro.
Absolutely. I get it.
Because if somebody did you wrong, hey, they deserve to get punished and all that, but they playing games out here.
They're hustling.
But what you did say, though, is to me is right, though. If you stay out the way, stay out the mix, you put yourself in less and less situations like that.
I used to get mad at my dad.
Bro, that's
My
one of the
dad
benefits
whooped
of
my
being married,
ass.
bro. You know that?
What?
One of the benefits of being married
Yeah.
is, nigga, we out the way.
Yep.
Like, and I tell, people be like, you know what? I see posts all the time. The marriage don't benefit men when it come to money, this, that, and the third. Man, fuck that. I mean, that's the thing too. But at the same time, bro, marriage benefits us because, bro, we get some in-house pussy. For me, I'm a raw dog king, so that's great for me. You feel me? Then, nigga, I get a home-cooked meal every night. I ain't got to worry about, man, bro, who the fuck I'm going to call to come over and, cook some food for me? Nigga, like, it keeps me out of the way and it keeps me at bay, bro. Like, I just think about when I was single, nigga, I used to have chicks fighting over it, and then I'm trying to hide my phone and doing bullshit, but I ain't got to do none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is a freer lifestyle for damn sure. And like the older I get, like I said, I more stuff that my dad said resonates with me, and I'm so happy that I was raised with God-fearing parents. We ain't had shit, but they both were always steadfast in the Bible, and both my parents were super God-fearing. And even at the time, I would always push back, right? And I'd go out and I would live amongst the world and I would do things. But I was always grounded in faith because of my parents.
And I think that's an awesome foundation.
Oh my goodness,
You
the
know
best.
what I'm saying? Because like, because you try to like prevent your kids from everything, but I feel like long as they got something, to take with them, because they may not take everything with them, but long as they got like a cool foundation, you gonna the world gonna have to teach you a few things anyway. If you ain't listening to everything your parents said. You know what I'm saying?
And why that's so true is I literally remember audibly in my head, Phil, don't do this.
Yeah.
Every single time, I'll literally go on a limb and say that every single time I did something I shouldn't have done, I knew I shouldn't have done it. From a young age. So much so, this is crazy that I'm publicly saying this. I would pray that I didn't know God. And I would pray that
You messed up, Phil.
I'm being
That's
honest.
cool,
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to pray like, man, I wish I didn't know this was wrong.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't know better.
Yeah.
I get that.
And my father said this to me. He says, Poppy, not only do you know better and why God holds you more accountable, because you need to be leading by example.
Yeah,
Every single time that I would do something wrong, I knew I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's a scary place to live. You know what I'm saying?
Because you ain't going to be judged if you don't know no better. Say that in the Bible.
It's a fact.
If you don't know no better,
That's a whole fact.
yeah, you got to get to it.
You know what's so good? Now that's true.
Yes, but no.
That's
But
true.
yes.
That's true because that's true. That's true. Because your conscience gonna talk to you way more.
Now watch this. Now watch. I'm not gonna get too biblical on you.
All right.
But this is perfect. What's your conscience? What is a conscience? I'm gonna tell you what a conscience is.
Well, to me, what a conscience is it's like what you think is right and wrong, or what you think you should do versus what you shouldn't do. Conscious. Conscious is like something that's you have habitually done, habitually been taught, something you know, like conscious.
So your whole life, have you always had that conscience, like to know right from wrong? You feel?
Well,
have you always had like your conscience
a little
talking
bit
to
here
you?
and there.
So look, I'm gonna tell you what your conscience is, right?
You got a leaf on your shoulder, me. Other side.
So, you ever heard of the unpardonable sin?
The unpardonable sin.
It's the unforgivable sin.
Yeah.
And I used to think that was presumptuous sin. I used to think that was like what I used to do all the time when I was a kid. I'm like, man, I'm going to go do this and I'll pray about it. Be all right. I would do that all the time. I'm a 10-year-old kid. My mom told me I'd do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pray. God always forgive me.
Right.
Then I'm like, I would learn about the unpardonable sin. I said, man, this is a sin that God don't forgive you for? Damn, I need to chill. Hardening your heart to Christ, right? That's
what you mean?
Hardening your heart to the Holy Spirit. So now look, we're created in God's image, right? The Holy Spirit is within us. The world tries to tell you you have a conscience. You have a good angel and a bad angel. Brandon, don't do this. Brandon, it's okay. Brandon, nah, don't do this. That's the Holy Spirit, right? Yeah. That's the Holy Spirit in you. There's no good in you. You don't have no good in you, right? You're a sinner by nature. You were born a sinner. My whole life, I used to say, man, I listen to people in church. God talked to me. God, I said, man, I've been here my whole life. God ain't never talked to me. Like, how y'all hear this nigga? When you talk to yourself, right? Your conscience. Who are you speaking to? Who you think you talking to? Right? Yo, Brandon, you know I know I shouldn't be here. Why am I doing this for, man? You know, man, that ain't you. Right? That's the Holy Spirit within you, talking to you, leading you. Right? Now, this is what you don't want to do. Man, I ain't gonna do that. No, I got it. No, don't go over there, TJ. I got it. How many times you had this battle in your head
all the time,
with your
bro.
conscience?
Yeah.
That's the Holy Spirit talking to you, man. That's God talking to you. Don't do that, man. Trust me, don't go over there. Don't do that, man. You don't need to do that. Yeah. My whole life, I'm battling. I said, man, I talk to God more than I talk to everybody. I'm talking to my conscience. What's your conscience? Right?
I'm with you. I'm with you now.
So that's what it was my whole life. Then once I realized that's the Holy Spirit in me.
Talking
right?
to me the whole time.
Telling me what to do, telling me right from wrong. They ain't no good in me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Christ instilled in me, right? So now you could sharpen that, of course, by studying and building. And once you tap into that, I didn't tap into that till I was 21 years old. So I crashed my car in the snow, and I'm talking to God like, man, why you? And I said, oh my goodness, that's he right there the whole time. My conscience telling me what to do, what not to do. I've been battling that since I was as long as I can remember.
No, but when the car crashed, what were you saying? What was your conscience telling you then?
No, so before I was doing something that I shouldn't have been doing, right? I was about to go somewhere that I shouldn't go. And I was telling myself, man, I'm battling myself, man, it ain't that big a deal. I'm gonna just chill here for a little bit and just hang out and you know what I'm saying? And then I pull out and I'm on this slope. It's a decline where I was at up north. And I just got my car literally 3 days ago. The car had 1.7 miles on it. I swear to you. I had got the car. They were making a joke like this was the lowest amount of miles they seen on the car delivered. It had like 0.3 miles on the car. And I had I didn't even have 5 miles on the car. It turned out, if you ever been in snow, I'm like, no, I'm going 2 miles an hour. I'm like, what the I can't stop. I'm going slow down the hill like this. Every time I step on the brake, the car would like, I'm like, oh, fuck. So then I just had to eat it in the ditch, and the car just ripped up on the side, and then that was it. I bust the control arm, and then I'm battling with myself in there. But mind you, before I left, I'm telling myself, Phil, ain't no shit. Man, ain't a big deal. Back and forth, battling with my conscience, right? So
what
once
about your subconscious,
huh?
Subconscious, what's that?
Your subconscious mind. I don't think your subconscious mind is the Holy Spirit, right? I think yours.
What is the subconscious mind? You know what conscious is? What subconscious is? Then?
You have to. I think your subconscious mind is something is what you train yourself to do over X period of time, right? So like you don't get in your car and owner's manual, turn engine, right? I think you train your subconscious mind, and back to your conscience, right? If you harden your heart X amount of time, right, to that good in you, to that the Holy Spirit trying to reach out to you.
That's the unforgivable.
And then you start to live in a place where you don't want to live, where that audible ain't there no more.
And
where
that protection of God gone.
That's a scary place to live. And then look, he can still come back and get you, but that's a scary place to live because now you hop in the whip and you don't think about it. How can that guy go in that classroom and he ain't got that audible of yo, what you doing?
Yeah.
And that's X amount of times.
Absolutely, that makes sense. That makes
training yourself not to do something,
not
to do something, not to do something.
That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey,
Let's
we
go
need
to something lighter. Let's go to something about
segment,
hoops.
but that was a dope segment, though,
Right.
boy.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's a good one. What basketball player you think could actually fight? Or can do both, you know?
Now once again, I live in a place of reality, and I ain't gassing it. I'm not saying it because you're my friend. I told, and you a humble cat,
Bro,
because I've been trying to tell this guy he should fight.
No, I shouldn't.
I fight at a high level, and I know what it takes to fight. In my opinion, I don't see many fighters. You, Michael Carter Williams, and now look, Mike's my boy. This
Mike
is
could go.
Huh?
Can Mike fight?
You could beat him up.
I could beat him up.
But look, and they don't want to take it personal, Mike. But look, Mike got skills, but people don't know that you got skills, though.
Yeah.
People don't know that, and I'm not talking just street scrapping. I'm talking technical ability, right? And Mike is another one that could do it. But Mike's problem is Mike try to look too pretty, right? And it's not a bad thing because I used to be that way too when I started out.
In what way? Like, tell me.
It's hard to explain. Like we hoop. Like I hate saying we hoopers when there's a league nigga around. But we basketball players, right? So like we like to carry that bravado, right? And like we dress nice. No matter we getting coffee, like you always put together. I'm always put together. So no matter what we do, we want to look good at it. So the problem with people that try to learn fighting, everything they do, they try to look good.
I got you.
And you can't really learn until you open up. Like cut that.
Yeah, I know.
Let it go.
Yeah.
So like, but you learn from fighters. So when we teach you how to throw your jab, we teach you how to fucking throw that bitch. We're not teaching you to trying to look cool and look pretty and train with this guy and train with that guy. So and I ain't knocking Mike because Mike is, like I said, is one of the other ones that can fight. But when I'm critiquing fighting, that could be one little thing. But people don't understand the gap of motherfuckers that train and niggas that don't.
Yeah.
That drop off is like LeBron to like the fourth man on the bench. Like it's that big a drop off. Like nah. LeBron to like a D2 guy on the bench. That's how big not even. LeBron James to a high school basketball player. That's the drop off. Like to someone that's trained and someone that's untrained. It's a huge drop off.
Absolutely.
So if you're a big athletic guy and you do learn a little bit, bro, it's like it's not even close. But as far as NBA players go, damn, ain't many. I would say Michael Carter Williams.
Shit, they say James Johnson got some hands.
James Johnson can't fight, man. And I would say.
So would you spar with him?
The question is, would he spar with me?
Oh,
look,
shit.
and I'll go on a limb and say this: Brandon will whoop his ass. If I'm in his corner, I'll put my house on it. Here's why.
Okay.
I've seen you move, and I've seen what you can do, and I know what it would take to button up some loose ends easily. We could do that in a 4-week camp because you put the body of work in prior. Now, My thing with James Johnson, everybody talk about him fighting this and this and this. The same way with basketball. Y'all know this. Where'd you play? It takes you 5 minutes to know if somebody was a professional basketball player.
Right.
And you don't, the average person thinks you just got to be in the NBA to be a pro. No, you don't. It takes you 5 minutes to talk to somebody that said they played pro if you know if they were a pro basketball player, right? Am I right or wrong?
Right.
The same way with fighting. It takes me all of 2 seconds to know if you don't have one sanctioned bout on your record, don't talk to me about fighting.
You don't think he can fight though?
No.
I thought he was a black belt or something like that.
I know he can't fight. I know unequivocally he can't fight.
But is it not true he's a black belt?
Maybe. He may be. And I know tons of black belts that can't fight. But a black belt in what? Look, I'll tell you this. I literally know somebody that fought him. I literally know a 50-year-old man that washed him. And I'm going to show you receipts after. I don't full out fight.
Really?
And he asked me not to bring it up publicly because he saw the clip on my pod. Mm-hmm. And he said, and I'm going to respect that, he said him and James shook hands and then they let it go right there. But, and I believe him. The second I tell you this story, you're going to say, damn, because it's some Hollywood NBA player type shit, talking shit. And when you talk to a fighter, what he don't know is he talking crazy. The fighter go, let's just go fight. Like the dude said this. He not gassed, he not amped up. He said, cool, let's just go do that. The same way if somebody talking to you about basketball, let's just play.
No, that's a great point. That's a great point you make. Phil, I appreciate your confidence in me, but I'm not a fighter, bro.
You don't have to be a fighter. Now
but listen, I know what you see in me when you see fighting. You know what you see when you see me box and or hit the mitts. I feel like I got a decent feel for boxing because I watch it and I love the sport so much. I got a good feel for it, but I think most importantly, I just respect the sport so much. You know what I'm saying? To where I won't go out there and like I'm not gonna be so pretty. Like even like when me and you got in the ring and we sparred a little bit, like I'm aware of who you are. So I'm not gonna play with you while I'm in there. So I'm thinking about my advantages off top. So I might not ever use my right hand. I'm just gonna throw my jab to try to keep you at bay. But somebody who don't know, they probably gonna try to,
Exactly.
Get busy in there and you gonna make them look crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a fighter, bro. I had one fight in my life, bro.
That's good. That's good. If I could take it back, bro, I know high level pros that had never fought in the street till they fought. Mm-hmm. Now, and this is another telltale sign that you can't fight. When you talk to someone and they say they never lost a fight. You know niggas like that. We basketball players. You know numerous basketball players that say they never lost a fight. Coming up, bro, I've had 68 sanctioned bouts. Like, that I signed up and got paid to be there. I done fought hundreds of times. Mm-hmm. I've lost, growing up, 4 out of 10 fights. I was just above 500 in the streets. like barely, nigga. And I would go places that I couldn't go because of basketball. Man, Phil, why you in New Lot Projects? I could be there to play basketball. We talking shit. What happens after a basketball game? We talking shit. Now I'm in a neighborhood I don't belong, and I'm talking shit. Luckily, basketball always kept me from getting really cooked. Because I'm somewhere playing basketball. We talking shit of basketball, the game end, and then they not really going to really wild out on you because you a basketball player. But if I could not be there, no fly zone if I wasn't hooping. So I end up a lot of situations because of basketball. But every time I hear somebody that say they never lost a fight, this and that. But the whole James Johnson thing, back to that, bro, you have not one sanctioned bout that I could find. Like, there's platforms for this. Not an amateur bout. Like, not one bout from a governing sanctioning body that says this is a fighting event. How? I don't want to hear it. But you fought somebody that I know really well in the fight game, a very renowned coach, and he washed you. Bad. James hit him, cut his eye. He took him down, beat the shit out of him. Let him up, took him down, choked him out again, beat the shit out of him. Dude 5'9", 50. He bumping though, but and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you after. I'm gonna show you receipts, but
so
yeah.
What is James? Is he a boxer or just like a?
He's a basketball player, man. What you talking
but
about?
I'm saying, like, what was he in karate? What did he get?
He's in karate. And whenever he do eventually see me, he probably try to press me because I've I've voiced my opinion on that dude, but he ain't crazy. He ain't crazy. Everybody got this, you know what I'm saying? He ain't crazy. I used to really think basketball players could fight, but the older I got, I'm like, damn, man, like, they really can't. It's bad. Like,
you can't say
they
that.
can't, bro.
You can't say that. You can't
NFL
say
football
everybody,
player, it is, but of course there are some basketball players that are scrappy, but most of them can't fight. And I used to think when I was a kid, I thought that if you couldn't play basketball, you couldn't fight. That's so dumb. When I was a kid, I literally thought, man, he don't.
If you can't say it again.
When I was a kid growing up, I thought if you couldn't hoop, you could not fight. All the time. I remember I met up with this dude.
If you couldn't hoop,
you couldn't fight.
Shit.
So like I got beat up by this one dude, and I'm like, damn. And that was like a turning point in my life. He took me down. He was in full mount.
Kind of fighting too.
I was a kid though. I didn't train yet.
But he wrestled you down.
And I talk because of basketball. I'm from New York, so we talking shit no matter what. So I'm talking crazy. We playing Halo as kids, and I'm talking crazy to this dude because he's talking crazy to me. So we played. He was the best guy in his neighborhood. I was the best guy in mine. Then we ended up playing, but this kid wrestled like for real. We went to the park and fought. I'm like, man, I'm about to beat the shit out of this dude. Y'all crazy? Like this dude, this white boy can't fight. Fuck, bro. Dude took me down, mounted me, beat the shit out of me. I couldn't get out, and I'm like, it was just eye opening. I said, holy shit, I could do nothing to that dude. I gotta figure something out. He literally picked me, slammed me, sat on my chest, fucking dribbled my face off the ground, busted my nose, bad. And I said, oh my gosh.
See, you know what? That's a dangerous person to me. The person that when you was on that ground, getting your ass beat.
Oh yeah.
Because if you get up and you willing to fight again.
No, he gonna take me down and beat the shit out of me again.
But it's cool. To me, I don't mind that. I like the person that can get up and do it again.
Yeah. And look, you know
what I'm saying? Like, listen, like to me, that's very important. Get up and do it.
That's
again.
why I fight now.
Because that's what life is. Like, because if you think about life, like, you know, you may not always win. Shit not gonna always be perfect, but are you willing to wake up the next day and try your best again? You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Tell me this: love or fear?
Love, for sure.
Going to the ring.
Okay.
You want your opponent to love or fear you?
Fear me for sure. In a fight, fear me for sure.
But in life, you want it to be loved?
Absolutely.
Right.
Because I'm not big on most of the people that want to be feared. They have some type of insecurities in themselves, right? Like, I'm secure in who I am. I want you to genuinely care to want me around. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have nothing in me that wants this person to cower when he's around me. I want you to genuinely be who you are when I'm around. You know what I'm saying? So
what makes a woman beautiful?
What makes a woman beautiful?
To you.
Her intent, right? What she does for people that can't do something for her, right? Like her genuine intent.
That's a good one, boy. Golly.
Her genuine intent.
That's a good one because even all the people we talked about today, even the people that the way they come off if you don't like it, starting with the text message, the K and the cold response, but what was the intention? Because we all know people who say all the right shit, do a hot text message line, but their intentions ain't pure. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
So a 10 is I like it. 3 fashion tips. Cause you Philly fresh, man.
Be different, right? Be different, be yourself. Be different, be yourself. What's a fashion tip that I can give somebody? Be different, be yourself, and get a haircut.
Get a fresh one.
Be different, be yourself, and get a haircut.
Sure.
With those, you can't go wrong with those 3.
Yeah,
because when you're yourself, you'll wear what you want to wear. And the problem now with the fashion is it was always this way. But when we were younger, it wasn't as bad as the hype beast now.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. It was, of course, everybody follows trends, right? But not when we were younger and the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like there were people that had their own identity. Now it's ridiculous. Air Force One coming out with dirty sneakers and shit, like that shit is crazy to me.
I love them. I almost bought them
You're
yesterday.
wildin'.
Almost
You
bought
are
them yesterday.
wildin'.
Look, check this out. Check this out. But these clean today.
Yeah, you're
Look,
wild.
Top 3 rappers of all time. 3 of them.
J. Cole,
My man said J. Cole first.
J. Cole, AZ.
Ooh.
I hate this question. J. Cole, AZ. And I'm putting my favorites. J. Cole, AZ, and Styles P.
That's your favorite 3?
These are just my favorites. And those switch up. And I've never put Styles P right there. I don't know what made me inclined to do that today. J. Cole, AZ, Styles P. And I don't know how I took Nas out of there, but that's just the 3 I said today.
What about you, T?
Top 3?
3 greatest or favorites. Top 3 though, just 3.
Tupac. Tupac. I would do, for me, Future, and then 50 Cent.
50 Cent. J. Cole, AZ, and Styles P.
Who you got?
A lot of people gonna be excited. You saying me, my greatest?
Yeah.
My greatest is just, I mean,
His shit gonna sound
man,
crazy.
this question is for y'all, bro.
His shit gonna
Nah,
sound
we need
crazy.
to know yours too.
He gonna say something
What
retarded.
my greatest? Like my greatest or my favorite? Which one?
Your favorite. I'm cool with your favorite.
How about I tell you my favorite 3 songs right now? Can I tell you my great? Then let me just do that right
All right. Let's
First
do that.
the
Let's do that.
rapper. So look, all right. So this is a song that I just found out about. I just heard, and it's right here. It's called. It's by the Intruders. Y'all wanna hear it?
Okay.
It's hard, bro. So that song. Let me tell you another.
And it's crazy. All them niggas is 21. Ain't that
Oh.
crazy?
Right, for real.
That nigga right there, 21.
Why you think niggas look so older back in the day at a young age?
I don't
That's
know.
wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. Cause I was just talking about that yesterday too. It's like, cause I just turned 40, bro. And it's like, did 40 look the same
Nah,
when we
bro.
was young? 40
Nah.
looked like older when
Remember
40.
when niggas was 40, he was like,
he was older, like you was
like,
like,
God damn,
40.
like, yeah, boy, you old, boy.
Yeah.
And this other song is
You ain't got no Timbs on there as your favorite right now, bro? What you doing?
no, Tim's is one of my favorites. I was just trying to tell y'all some stuff I just picked up like right then and there. This song by the Moments. It's called Look at Me. It just whatever. But my top 3 is kind of cliche, bro. Because I think Jay-Z is probably the greatest, not just from rapping to everything else. You know what I mean? I think Tupac is one of the greatest for how he's able to touch you emotionally, with the music.
And that nigga accomplished so much stuff in a
and
short amount of time,
you know
but
what
it's
I'm
crazy.
saying? Like,
An insane amount.
you feel me?
Yeah.
I think, and then my third person, the third one kind of get tricky for me because I don't think people always say Biggie, but I don't. Biggie is great. I feel like he needed more music. Tupac has so much more music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my third one will probably be it may be a combination of people I'll put for 3, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard with
You know what I'm saying?
with artists. It's hard with artists.
And a lot of that shit be on moves, nigga. Have my move feeling.
Put like this.
You know?
I feel like I'm gonna say Lil Wayne, and the reason why I'm
Okay.
saying Lil Wayne is because how like I think Lil Wayne introduced like real work ethic in the music, like what artists like, you know, I'm gonna treat rap like sports. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm gonna go in the gym every day, every night. Impact like all these kids with the face tattoos and the dreadlocks and the way they rap. Like Lil Wayne is kind of like this generation's guy for real.
No, 100. There's no
You know what I'm saying?
combating that. 100%.
So that'll be my.
And he's transcended through generations and just been destroying for years.
Yeah.
Same way with like I look back now, I'm like, Currency to me wasn't crazy back in the day. I actually never used to like him, but like what you said, his work ethic as a rapper to me is unmatched. Like for the past 15 years, he's produced like 20 projects a year, like obscene amount of music. Like you gotta respect that,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
And I'm not even a big. He's not even in like my top 20, but
You know why I like Currency? Because he stay in his lane, and I feel like he's perfected his thing. You know what I mean? You know how like in the music culture where it's like everybody's like chasing after, you know, a particular thing, being famous, so much money. I feel like whatever his lane is, he perfected that, and
Absolutely.
he made quality music in that lane.
it's a fact.
Top 3 boxer of all time.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. So you're talking Tommy the Hitman Hearns, Meldrick Taylor, and Alexis Arguello, and like most
don't
people,
even know them.
I know most people gonna just listening to that. They're gonna have to Google that.
I know Hearns, bro.
So Tommy Hearns, Meldrick Taylor's from Philly. Bro, he has probably the saddest documentary about him ever. Like if you watch what they did to him, a guy from Philly that would literally throw 15 punch combos in fights. Literally, he would throw 12 shots and land 8. Like shit you never see. He fought Julio Chavez Sr. And in the 12th round, he got knocked down. And they called the fight with 2 seconds left. And after that fight, his life just changed. And he went off the deep end. Now he has like all this brain damage. Like it's so sad watching
his
this
record?
documentary. I forget. He has a big record. He has a bunch of losses too, but
So that's your favorite.
he's in my top 3. My favorite all time is Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns, then Meldrick Taylor from Philly, then this guy named Alexis Arguello, Spanish guy with the nastiest right hand you've ever seen. It looked like a gunshot when he hits people with it. The way they just collapse. Guy that boxed in the 80s, like just smooth as ice. But those 3,
Those are your favorites. They not
my
the greatest.
favorites. They're not the greatest. I mean, these are elite boxers.
Well, who's the greatest now?
The greatest boxer of all time to me is wow, this is the first time I've said this, Muhammad Ali. Why? Because you have to couple in everything. You have to couple in remember, I don't care about how much money you made, how many magazine covers you've been on, all that. And also, everyone thinks about Floyd Mayweather. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather. It is what it is. But the numbers that Floyd Mayweather would come up with are just fucking lies. And people don't pay attention to that. Like, TJ, who the fuck is gonna pay this black man $300 million to box? Who? Tell me.
Oh, I don't know.
Brandon, who?
That's what he's saying. He got paid to fight.
Think about the numbers he would say. Oh, I'm gonna come back and steal $300 million just cause. No. And no one pays attention to like literally what he says. Think about how much money $250 million is. Who the fuck is paying you that? Where did you get that from? Where's the money coming from? And then if you got paid that, who else gets paid?
Well, check me out though. Where are they paying these baseball players $300 million and $500 million? But 15, 20 years ago, you don't think that's crazy?
I do, but it's not as crazy as the fact that this man in one night can make $250 million.
That's sick.
America's
That's
favorite
sick.
pastime.
That's
They're
it.
filling out stadiums. These niggas play 700 games in a season.
That's true.
Right.
Right?
And he making that in one fight.
In one night. TJ, think about it for 2 seconds as an adult who is a parent, who lives daily life, who buys coffee, who has a bank account. Think about this. Think about the shit he says.
Yeah.
And people like he says shit that like kids say.
Right.
Like you done made millions of dollars. This nigga made $200 million in one fight in one night.
That's sick, bro. That's sick.
He be lying. Like niggas just literally nobody thinks about it for 2 seconds. He literally just lies.
So what you think? What you think?
Look, I never made that, but I would assume and I would think like his biggest payday was probably like $20 million. Where the fuck are you getting $250 million? Who the fuck is paying you that one night? Show me a tangible receipt from something. Show me a bank statement. Show me something that said you got this in one night. Who the fuck else is getting paid? Who else got paid that night? If you made $200 million.
Bro, your job 3 years, bro.
Oh, sorry. This nigga full of shit. But top 3 boxers of all time. So, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali. Floyd Mayweather. Muhammad Ali. Floyd Mayweather.
Man, Mike, bro. Come on,
and... bro. No, man. Fuck no.
You not putting Mike in there.
Fuck no. Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Mike. And I would say...
Man, I'm leaving.
Julio Chavez Sr.
Hey,
Julio Chavez. Julio Chavez.
I see you later, Chavez. My dog.
Julio Chavez.
Julio Chavez.
Yeah. I would say those 3.
I don't know Julio Chavez. Somebody seen?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know him that well, but
bro, he went like 63-0 before he lost. It's something absurd.
But I heard all 60 of them was in Mexico.
Nah. It wasn't that bad.
Biggest strength and insecurity as a fighter.
Whew. My biggest strength would be my will to win, right? I have losses, but my biggest strength is my mind, right? Like I'm not gonna quit on myself. So for me to be done, there has to be something that happens. I will compromise myself if I need to. I don't want to, but I'm mentally sharp in the sense of I'm not gonna mentally fold on myself. I know it, and that's why I'm there. My biggest insecurity, I don't know, man.
Or something that you want to turn into a strength. Because insecurity may not.
I want to turn. I need to have more self-confidence. I need to believe in myself more. More. I believe in myself, of course, but I need to believe in myself more. I need to believe in myself more in that moment.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. What do you think it'd take for you to do that?
I don't know. And I'm working on it in the sense of I don't shy away from my weaknesses, right? I don't shy away from what I need to work on. I don't know, but I know in that moment I need to, Phil, you're better than this guy. You are, right? I leave, even fights that I've won, that I've knocked people out cold, I've not fought to my best potential. People don't know that. I know that. My heart. My coach knows that. Like, I done been in fights where I stretch people, and that wasn't a shade of what I can do. I just want to go out there and be the best Phil I can be, and then I don't care what happens. But if I know and I go out there and do the best that I could possibly do, and there was nothing else I could do, I'd be at peace. But I haven't had a fight yet where I went out there and gave it all. I've had basketball games where I played as hard as I could, and that's all I had. And I've had fights where I'm just on autopilot because of all the emotions and everything that goes on with it, So I just want to have more self-belief when I'm in there.
Yo, that's why I love fighting so much, bro. I love, I could just watch fights. To me, when I like to watch fights, and I like to pick apart so many different things about the fight. Like, you could do the punch count and all that. I like to pick apart of adverse situations in the fight that you overcome. I like to peep out the strategy that you come up with. And that's why I think Mayweather's the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Because for 50 straight fights. You know, he fought all these different dudes, and he had all kind of different strategies to beat them. You know, and he never lost, right, in there. So it says, like, he may still want to have more belief in himself, but it says he believes in himself a lot. He's able to adjust, and he displays just so much grit. Like, even when they say they call him Pretty Boy Floyd. And sometimes I watch the fight. Let me see if he's just Pretty Boy Floyd. Like, I watched him, like, when he fought Madonna those 2 times. I watched him shows like so much grit, where it's like, I don't have no other choice but to sit down here and fight with this dude when I'm known for running around the ring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, things like that in boxing. That's why I like fighting so much, because it teach you so much, like about life, and you can apply that to sports. You know what I'm saying?
The only reason that he's not my number one and he's in my top 3 is, and now you have to take in consideration the era he fought in, but Muhammad Ali had a different mentality. And I never even put Muhammad Ali first until this conversation. When I really think about it, like, Floyd was very business-minded. And the same way we like Jay-Z for transcending outside of what he did and becoming a billionaire in life, but let's just only talk about rap. Let's just only talk about boxing. And only talking about boxing, where Floyd differs from Muhammad Ali doesn't care about a loss, right? And Floyd, in his journey, I guarantee you, when he got a name on the docket, he's like, between 2 names, he's like, I beat everybody in front of me, but let's go with this one. When you got a guy like Ali who sought out the bad guy, right? Who sought out the challenge. And I'm not saying, and there's something to say about someone that's never lost, yes, but it was a little bit different business-wise, because you're trying to protect that undefeated record, which is very hard to do. So that's the only reason I give him the number 2 slot, because at a certain point, Muhammad Ali is fighting way more for more than money. You know, he was fighting to be a beacon, to be someone that his people could look up to and draw from. At a certain point, Floyd he wants to have the most money. He don't really care about fighting the toughest challenges, right? He's not going to fight down. He's not going to fight a contender that's coming up. He's not going to fight a guy that's not really like number 1 or a world champion. Muhammad Ali is seeking out the bad guys. And that, for me, was what put him there.
Yeah, you know what? When I think about that, that's a good one. That's why I love Muhammad Ali as well. First, I think Muhammad Ali is just the purest, most talented boxer ever, in my opinion. That's who Muhammad Ali is. Just, he's the purest. Like, you know, I feel like he threw his hands, like, I don't know if I ever told you, like, when I watch him fight, he just throw his hands in such a way that's so effortlessly, you know what I'm saying?
Woo!
You know, the way he moved, being so big, you know, what he about, 6'4"? Like, he moves so swiftly. Like, I feel like there wasn't many guys that move like him, right? And, you know, the stuff that he stood for outside the ring is great. But we all flawed, bro. Like, and I think that's what people don't understand. Like, you know, we all got our flaws, bro.
Amen.
And I think Muhammad Ali has his flaws, which he's still one of the greatest of all time. And Mayweather has his flaws as well, and I think he's one of the greatest of all time to me, you know. So because a lot of times when people talk about both of them, you take the inner ring and outside the ring, and I think both outside the ring and inside the ring, you could commend them both, and you could also be like, that wasn't smart on both of them.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because Muhammad Ali, you could say, bro, like, it wasn't smart to do that, bro. And the same thing with my Mayweather, it's like, it's about being charismatic. Like, you know, he kind of not like, he's not that. He's more like, I got more money than you. But I'm saying, like, everybody don't got it. Everybody don't got everything. And I think, to me, like, that's what should bring peace to everybody, because we know, like, what's the point of me feeling and walking around like I'm above you? I know you got your strengths. I know you got your weaknesses, and I'm pretty sure if you sharp, you know I got mine. You feel what I'm saying? To me, that's really humbling.
Facts.
You feel me? But I feel like a lot of people, you know, try to walk like this, but it's all because they so insecure.
Insecure.
You
Deep
feel what I'm
down.
saying?
Absolutely. I see it.
You know what I mean? But them two as fighters, like, they right there. I just think Floyd, when it comes to just fighting and you in that ring, bro, because to me, he ain't the most talented. He ain't the most talented, bro. But the motherfucker is the greatest.
Yeah, but
But before you say this, think about this. Think about all the fights he had. And think about all the adjustments he had to make in each fight from all these different fighters. Like I'm gonna give you 5 fights real quick. Shane Mosley.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the adjustment he made in that fight. He almost got knocked out. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Twice. Manny Pacquiao. Everybody feared him at the time. The fastest hands, quick feet. No one could dodge no Pacquiao combinations. He made Pacquiao look regular, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
After he beat the brakes off my man
Broner.
and Floyd getting there with him, and you know he gonna junk the fight up. He gonna fight dirty, and look how he made him look.
Mm-hmm.
Stay calm. Look, what I like about that one, it was chaotic, but he just stayed calm and composed. Like, can you do that as a fighter, or are you gonna go with your emotions and be like George Foreman when he fought against Ali, and it was like, just be so mad at him to where Ali just outthought him and outsmarted him and beat him.
Yep. Weathered the storm.
You feel me?
That was a long storm, but yes.
But like, imagine Mayweather is not letting nobody doing that. He's not losing the mental game, not even the physical game. Even if you better than him, even if you quicker than him, even if you faster than him, even if you stronger than him, the man is bad, bro.
Yeah. So look, you said 5, but you gave me 3, which is
okay,
fine.
Let me give you some more. I'm gonna give you another one. Okay, let's say I'm gonna give you one that kind of like it was controversial. The fight with Ortiz, right? Where it's like this young, strong kid fighting dirty, also want to be apologetic, but do you know the rules? I'm gonna knock your ass out because you don't know the rules.
Yep.
You understand? So that's 4.
Yeah, he knew the rules.
I'm just saying.
He wanted. Yeah, he wanted out. Yeah.
He wanted out. All right, and then the 5th one, I would say, let's say one of his toughest fight where he fought the dude, Augustus.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this dude here, bro?
Mm-hmm.
This dude that just wouldn't quit. That people thought that that he could have beat, that he almost beat Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Them 5. I mean, I could go 5 more. I done seen down there every Mayweather fight, but that's why I think he's the greatest, bro.
So for me, I don't want to say he's not skilled, right? Because that's crazy.
Who?
No, I know you didn't say that.
I'm saying the most skilled, like the most like talented.
Yeah.
Not because he's skilled, but the most talented.
Yeah. So for me, why Floyd Mayweather wins so much, and why he won so much, is because defense wins every time. So especially in fighting. Manny Pacquiao. What is he known for? He is a very offensive fighter. Great footwork, extremely high punch count. His defense is a great offense. Marcus Maidana, extremely high output, offensive fighter. Mm-hmm. So when you're talking to Floyd Mayweather, Shakur Stevenson, Floyd is just so defensively sharp that, to me, he's never going to lose against the offensive guys, ever. So why, for me, it's not as impressive? I'm a defensive fighter. What's impressive to me in fighting is the will to win. And the only difference between Muhammad Ali for me and Floyd was Muhammad Ali had a different will to win than Floyd. Now, Floyd was just so much...
Tell me, explain that.
I'm going to explain it. Floyd had so much more boxing ability to where he never had to put himself in these situations. He never was compromised in the fights that he got. But when I watch Muhammad Ali in fights where Larry Holmes,
He shouldn't have been in the ring with that.
no, but like still, that fight literally made me sad. But he has such a spirit, a will to win. He didn't want to stop. He literally, and I don't think Floyd has that in him. It doesn't matter because he's so skilled defensively that we haven't seen anyone put him there. Hats off to him. But I've seen Muhammad Ali really compromised. I've seen him put out and bounce back and win the very next fight and knock a guy out the very next fight. I've seen him knock out Ken Norton. I've seen him fight all the scary juggernauts.
Ken Norton beat him too, though.
He did. But
Ken Norton broke his jaw too. Like,
absolutely.
see, like,
That's my only thing with Floyd. Like, there's not enough resistance. And yes, he beat who was in front of him, but there wasn't enough resistance for me to see. People talk about the Shane Mosley fight. Oh, he's boxing. He's going to get punched.
no, but how he got hit?
No, it's a boxing match.
In the middle of the ring.
No. That didn't show me much will to win. He got hit. He got clipped. He almost dropped. He grabbed him in almost a Russian tie, and he's holding on. And he weathered. He weathered the storm. He stayed in and he kept fighting. But, like, I want to see you get knocked down, get a cut. I want to see real adversity and see how you manage that. That's all. But granted, we can say on the flip side, he was so skilled defensively that we never got to see that. Right? But there were some scary challenges out there that he bypassed.
And you showed grit.
But I want to see.
He showed bite down.
Yeah, but I want to see. I want to see real grit, real fortitude. I want to see. Look,
see, I don't
Marvin.
like that. I want to tell you why I don't like that.
Why?
I mean, it's because it's like this. Because everybody adversity is different. Because look.
No, I'm talking in the fight. All
right, in the fight, that's what I'm saying. Like, remember that punch Madonna hit Mayweather with the second fight?
No,
going into
no,
listen to me.
Nah,
Listen to me.
Nah.
The punch that man hit him with, the clean punch, like going at the end of maybe like the 5th round, where he hit him clean.
He's never been in a really bad spot. Never. Bro, look, even the shot.
I think we don't know for sure, but I'd be surprised that I feel like he's been in more adverse situations that we're aware of. He just composed himself in such a way
No.
you can tell. Let me give you an example. You remember when what's my man name? What's dude name? Zab Judah.
Zab Judah beat him like the first 5 rounds when they fought.
Yeah. So I watched that. I watched that fight. But what before the fight, you remember what they were saying about Zab?
No.
That he was a front runner.
Okay.
So he gonna look good the first couple rounds, be quick, fast, and then he gonna beat him down the stretch of the fight, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
he's an offensive fighter, like most people are.
Who is
Zab Judah. He's fast as shit. He's probably the fastest person I've ever seen in boxing.
Yeah, because he hit Floyd with a punch that I was like early in that fight that I was shocked about.
This is what I mean, though. The example. This is what I mean. Andre Ward.
Yeah.
Real adversity. Kovalev. Put him down.
Yeah.
Losing the fight.
Yeah.
Got knocked down. Losing the fight. What are you gonna do now? Show me. You seen Virgil? So and so been down. Show them.
I like that too.
That's adversity.
I like
that's
that
real
too.
adversity.
But if I
Picking
don't
your
get-
mouthpiece up off the floor.
But if I get hit too, and I just don't fall, I could win in. I could have been in just as much as adversity as falling.
No.
Standing up.
No. That ain't it.
But this the part.
Down 0-3 in the playoffs.
This the part that I'm talking about that I don't really like. I just think that people got to see it. For example, like let's say somebody see you and be like, because he's so successful, he don't go through tough times. But your tough times could be way tougher than somebody who's not successful.
Yes.
So that's all I mean. So like, when it comes to Floyd, I feel like he haven't touched the canvas, or he haven't got knocked down. His glove hit the canvas in his Zab Judah fight, but they didn't call it. I just feel like all around pure boxing, like if you want somebody to mock yourself after as a boxer, Floyd, man. It's Floyd, bro.
Yeah, but here's my thing too, though. In the scope of what he's doing,
Yeah.
right? The adversity is the same. Here's my meaning. In the scope of playing basketball in the NBA, the adversity is the same.
What you mean?
It's for everyone.
No, it's not.
Hear me out.
Okay.
In the scope of basketball. In the scope of basketball,
talk to me.
I'm telling you, you're in the playoffs, you sprained your ankle.
Yeah.
You're playing. I need you to play.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about your ankle. Tape that bitch up as much as you can and you go play.
Yep.
That is adversity in the realm of basketball. Not, well, he's dealing with something at home. No. The realm of basketball, why this guy is tougher than this guy is because he played with the sprained ankle.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about what else is going on. In fighting, the adversity I want to see him push through is really being beat up.
I hear you.
Being in there with a big guy that's bigger, stronger, faster, younger, not the guy that you picked for the most money. And I'm you won. I give you the flowers. You're number 2 for me. But back in the day, that wasn't what was congratulated. Like now, it's the biggest bank, the biggest car, the biggest rims. Back then, it was going to the man's hometown and fighting him in front of everybody, the toughest guy. So Floyd did come up in a different era. Example, I say this all the time. Marvin Hagler versus Tommy Hearns.
The war.
It didn't have to be, though. And look, and in this day and age, if they were to fight 2 skill sets, their same exact skill sets right now, Tommy Hearns would smoke him if they fought on TV right now. But what happened was this. They fought. They had an agreement. Tommy Hearns said, when I get there, I'm going to meet you in the middle and we're going to fight. Tommy Hearns didn't box him. He didn't use his jab. He wasn't slick. What happened? Bell rang right in the middle. Boom. And he stood by that. And he lost because of it. If he went out there and boxed him and got on the jab and touched him up, it'd been a way different fight. Now, you can't say woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that's what they lived by back then. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he could have easily.
That's smart.
No, it's not.
That's what makes you a better boxer.
It does, and being smarter. But what I'm saying is the adversity that I wanted to see, I've never seen him.
I'm so smart that I might not go through that exactly that you went through, just because of my IQ.
But once
just because my skill set, I might not go.
Yes, of course.
So that's what. So I got to get credit for that. You can't not take away that.
I'm not taking away, but
understand that though. Like I ain't put myself in. Like I'm not throwing combinations at a fight I shouldn't throw combinations.
Example.
Think about that though. Like
example, Brandon. And I think I'm right on this because how tall are you? 6'7"?
6'7", 6'8".
6'7", you play power forward.
Yeah.
That don't make sense. That's retarded, right? If you 6'10", I feel like you in the Hall of Fame.
For sure. Yeah, I'll be.
You 6'7", that's retarded that you play that position.
Yeah,
it take a lot of grit, it take a lot of fortitude.
Absolutely.
Now, from what I know from who you are and what I watched you play and how I watched you really dominate that position to the best of your ability with what your attributes were.
For sure.
In my opinion, what happened to Paul Pierce, if that happened to you, I know you wouldn't got stretched out on a gurney.
Yeah, it's just a good point.
And I'm not making fun of Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is a legend. He got all the money. I like Paul Pierce. I love KG. I really do. I just don't. I know. I can't say I was in the NBA, so I want to say, oh, you were in the NBA. I know you wouldn't have got wheeled out on that stretcher. I know it.
If I would got wheeled out, that means I couldn't play.
You wouldn't have came back that game.
Come back.
That's what I'm saying. It's just that mentality. And he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm saying with Floyd. I get who he is, and and he's number 2 for me. But that unintangible is that for me.
I got you.
Paul, if you get wheeled out, I ain't coming back till next season. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm not getting wheeled out.
For sure. I get that. Because we know people who do that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking him, but it's just different, you know? The guy that's 6'7", that had to fight, he ain't getting wheeled out in no fucking wheelchair, man.
Uphill battle. Though.
He not getting wheeled out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not happening. Bernard King ain't getting fucking wheeled out in no gurney, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's touchy for you because y'all, you know what I'm saying? You probably know but yeah, that shit was crazy to me, man. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, everybody different. You know how some people Like you seen the play where LeBron fell on the ground and he kind of like peaked or something. Right. Everybody's different, bro. Everybody's different.
Now, look, I know LeBron's tough, and I know there's some showmanship in basketball, but still, to the core, I know certain players ain't going to do that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But toughness is displayed in a variety of different
multiple ways. Absolutely.
Because you know because you know how you say, like, the guy who taped his ankle, and you know, he hurt his ankle in the game, and then he taped it up and go back and play. But there's a guy on the court that's been playing with a bad knee the whole season.
Absolutely.
So what kind of toughness that is?
Absolutely. And look, here's my rebuttal to you. Mm-hmm. Nobody put Floyd there, but I tell you what, I'm going to go on a limb and say this one. I know if Floyd did get cut, did get knocked down, he going to be there. I know that. Now, nobody did that to him.
Right.
Nobody cut him open 10 inches. Right. Nobody, I guarantee you, though, if Floyd did get cut, he going to be there.
No, for sure.
I know he ain't going to find a way out. Yeah. So I know his body of work showed me that.
Absolutely.
I've never seen it in the fight, but I know ain't no way he quitting in there.
Absolutely.
Ain't no way.
But like, I saw it without him being cut.
Absolutely. I see what you're saying. And with Ali, the only reason that I put him there is because I saw it audibly, visually in fights. Yeah. Granted, Floyd, with who was put in front of him, never had to show it, but I just saw it. Now, look, I'm the same way. It take hell and high water for you to do that to me. And I say it all the time, like, man, nobody... But I know, right here, you cut this open, my heart that big. But you ain't never seen that. I ain't never bled in a fight. Y'all ain't have to see it. But I know, and God knows, I will compromise myself. And I pray to God, please don't put me in this position. I don't want to lose my life in the cage. Because I will leave myself there if I'm put in that position. I've never been put in that position, thank God. That's why I'm so defensively sound, and that's why I drill the defense. Because I don't want to have to rely on that. If I rely on it, it may be bad.
Tell me this. If you're walking down the street, it's you and your family, and you see a group of guys coming, you outnumbered. They say something disrespectful to whoever, you, your kids, and maybe even physically, they get physical. What will you do right there in that moment?
And I'm outnumbered?
Yeah.
I'm going to walk away. 10 times out of 10. Only because this. Now, if you say I'm by myself, I'm crashing out 100% of the time. If I'm with my wife and my son, you don't understand the feeling I have for them. Me, I crash out. By myself.
Yeah.
But to preserve my son, my daughter, I'm gonna do what I have to do to get out of that situation, right? I could be stupid by myself, but just me, somebody physically put hands on me, they're gonna have to show me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to get stomped out right then. But nobody's gonna physically put their hands on me.
So,
no.
I heard. I think I seen this somewhere, but I seen this somewhere where it's like a lot of people would just crash out. Remember the dude? You seen the dude that actually killed the dude for trying to holler at his girlfriend?
That is
he killed her in the moment.
Insane.
So you know,
dumbest thing.
Like I'm just saying, like, so. I don't mean when I bring this up. I ain't meaning. I'm not just meaning this in this particular thing. I'm just meaning being able to be outsmart people.
Absolutely, you have to.
You know what I'm saying? Like to make the right decision
Absolutely.
in the moment.
Absolutely.
You know. And I feel like that's what Floyd does.
Absolutely, he does.
You know,
he don't even put himself there.
And that's what we got to do. Like just like when I tell you about the dude, the road rage in it. Like we got to put ourselves in the best position
to win.
And you got to respect everybody too, because it's like I don't know what that dude got. I don't know what he's going through. So let's be smart.
Yep.
So when it comes to when he throwing these hands, bro.
I've crashed out bad too on the road, so you're very, very, very right.
Yeah.
And what TJ said, man, I'm gonna hold on to that because you don't know. I don't know what this man going through. He could have got a call 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
And I'm out here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. Did I ask you about your 3 greatest basketball players? Last 3.
Okay, last one. Last 3. 3 greatest.
Yep.
In my opinion, just who I like. or the greatest. So I'm gonna go number one. I'm gonna go Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Number two, I'm going to go Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And number three, I'm going to go Shaquille O'Neal. Those are my top three of all time. Number one, Kobe. Number two, Mike. And number three, Shaq.
You actually think Kobe better than Mike?
Yes.
Oh, you just feel that way because
Yes, I think he's better than Mike. I think for me,
prime Mike, prime Kobe, you giving it to prime Mike? Prime Kobe?
I'm giving it to prime Kobe. I think they had the same skill set. I think he modeled his game off of Mike and just it was a little bit better, a little bit better ball handling skills, a little bit better defensively.
It's not even close, brother.
I think so.
I think so. It ain't even close.
I think so.
I'm gonna tell you why it ain't close.
Why? And I'm not talking about NBA all defensive team. I'm talking about visually watching.
You think that? But we got to sit down and watch basketball.
Because look, yeah, we do. I would love to. No, and I can't argue with you about basketball. But I'm looking. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Kobe having to guard T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at the big guards that can handle that Kobe had to play with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Kobe was a bad man.
No, of course. And that's just my opinion. And I don't look at people look at different things. So like LeBron obviously is one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. But why he's just not in it for me is like I don't care about the money. I don't care about the longevity. I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm just looking at like when they played, for their time, what they did right then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about all the other things. Well, he made the most money. He has the most IG followers. He made his friends the most. He turned his friends into billionaires. He transcended it, like all that other shit. I'm just talking about basketball, like on the court, like what they did, the impact they made, how they made other people feel around them, how they made players fear them, how they made players guard them. Like, that's what I'm looking at, and who they had to guard and how they had to play them, right? Like, clearly you see what happens with LeBron now when he plays, and there's no slight. LeBron is elite, one of the best to ever play, but like he runs the NBA, bro. Like it's not even you didn't got to watch basketball to see that. He runs the league, he runs the referees, he runs the NBA, and I'm not mad at him. He's made them billions of dollars, but back in the day, I feel like these men didn't have that type of luxury. You know what I'm saying? I felt like there's a lot more killers on the court. They were a lot more physical. People cared about basketball more than the things off the court. The money, the sponsorships, the partnerships, the agreements. More about basketball.
You know better, you do better.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But I can't disagree with you about him like running the league because I think he's still a face of the league.
Duh.
And the ratings show, right?
In my opinion, I may be wrong. No, I'm not wrong. This is factual. Instagram has made the allure to people bigger, right? Like, I feel like when people met fans back in the day, it wasn't as a big as a deal it is now. When they met people that they admired. For instance, like if you meet Messi now, you don't even know who he is. But if someone shows you his Instagram and say, "Hey, I just took a picture with that guy," you know what I'm saying? And if it was '95, you met somebody that you didn't know, it would just be like, "Oh, that was cool that I met that guy." Like people would literally harp and like if you got to meet Messi now, and you had no idea who he was, and later people told you who he was, you would literally go around bragging to people like, "Yo, look what I got to meet this guy." Back in the day, like pre-Instagram, it wasn't that big a deal. Now there are people that are famous just because they've done a dance, right? So I think the allure of what celebrities are now has molded players a certain way. Meaning, I think there are refs and personnel and people that are around these players now that hold them in a light that is just unrealistic. Like, oh my gosh, dude, that's LeBron. And this dude may be an important official or this, you know what I'm saying? And then now how he feels about this godlike figure to him he's gonna treat him a certain way. He's gonna get a certain type of, you know what I'm saying?
You don't think that MJ had a bigger mystique than all these guys?
No. Only, here's why. Because of social media. Bro, there are people that are famous that have millions and millions and tens upon millions of followers because they go around and prank people at Walmart.
No, what I'm saying is that.
And so his reach cannot be what it was. His reach would simply not. His reach now would be insane. If Mike was around during the Instagram era, he would have maybe 500 million followers. He would be probably the most polarizing human on the planet. You understand?
Yeah,
and think about how polarizing he is now without that.
Yeah.
Back then, literally, there was still probably people when at the peak of Mike's career that didn't know who he was. With Instagram, LeBron James is not even a real being to some people. You know what I'm saying? There are some.
That's how you feel about that.
That's how I feel about it. And when you get to that stature and that.
That's how I felt about Mike when I was a little kid.
That's how I felt about him, right? But like now there are people outside the scope of basketball that are just infatuated with clout and
followers, and you like.
Example. I was in Utah and I went there for a seminar, and I got off the plane, and there were two people on the plane that knew me from fighting. And as soon as we got off the plane, he said, "Yo, man, I can take a picture with you, Philly freshman." Yeah, absolutely, man, love. Another person asked to take a picture. Yo, if I can take a picture. And then one guy that knew me, he says, "Hey, I'm a fuck around." So when I went to get coffee at the baggage claim, he came back up to me. "Yo, oh my gosh, I can take a picture." He took a picture. Next thing you know, it started a chain effect. I took like 40 pictures in the Utah airport.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I called my coach. I said, "Bro, they love fighting here." I said, yeah. He said, "Man, Phil, I told you don't see no black people." I was like one of 10 black people at that airport in Utah. And there's like, when I was in Utah, I maybe saw 2 black people the whole time I was there. And all the black people I saw were at the airport, probably commuting. So look at this. I'm waiting. And more people keep asking me for pictures. I'm like, I said, "Yo, man, who am I?" To one kid. He goes, you play basketball, right? You're on the Utah Jazz." I said, "Look at that." I said, and then look at me getting mad. I said, "Man, watch out, bro." I'm thinking he being funny. He literally thought I was a basketball player. I'm like, because I got a chain on. Look at the chain of events that just happened because I'm a tall black guy here. And one person saw me and thought I was cool on IG. And look what just happened. And that's how people are. So it's bigger than it's ever been now, right? So when I see these players aren't actually NBA players anymore. They're just they've transcended who they are because of social media.
Facts. Yo, last question. We're in Florida, right? Who do you think the biggest artist in Florida is?
Rap artist?
Yeah.
Like just ever or just like right now in Florida?
Whatever.
Rick Ross probably.
So you know who I think?
Who?
I think it's DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled. He is. I would DJ Khaled and Rick Ross. Top 2.
But the only reason why I think that is because he done put together the biggest records.
Yeah. No. I don't know how that slipped my mind. And I love DJ Khaled. Absolutely. I agree with that.
But my question is, he had some big records like "I'm So Hood." You remember?
Yep.
"I'm On One."
Yep.
Who had the best verse in those songs?
Damn, I completely forgot. I don't know.
So I'm So Hood. It was Trick Daddy. The first one was Trick Daddy, Rick Ross, and Plies.
I don't remember.
You don't remember the verses?
I don't remember the verses.
That's gonna be a question we're gonna pose. So you gonna better pull this, all right?
I don't remember the verses.
And the second song is "I'm On One."
I know the whole song. I don't remember the verses either.
But the question is, who had the best verse in those? I just want to pose that question.
Okay.
Because we're in Florida, you know, and those are big Florida records.
I don't remember the individual verses, but I know all the songs. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That happened before?
Yeah, always did. And that's why I like it, because it kind of like...
Yeah, organic. That's kind of cool.
Feel me? Last thing you want to leave. Any kind of words you want to give. Whatever it is. You don't got to be nothing.
Peaks and valleys, man. Life is peaks and valleys, man. And just understand the situation that you in right now isn't going to be the long-term situation. And I guarantee you, when you look back 5 years, it's going to be just a blimp. So enjoy every moment, and even enjoy the adversity, because on the other side of adversity, it's the best feeling in the world. You can't really grow without some type of struggle, some type of trial. So enjoy that and be grateful during that process. Because the same way, whether you're a football player, basketball player, fighter, how you train is you put yourself in situations you're not used to. That's the only way you can get better at basketball. You try a move that you don't know, and you do it over and over, and then you build the fluidity to it. Fighting is the same way. You put yourself in compromised spots, and then you get better. And people forget that Christ does that to you the same way. And he gives you trials for you to grow, right? You can't have a life that's all roses if you want to be better. And I'm in a little valley right now, and I'm cool with it because I know on the other side of it is growth. And I have to tell myself and remind myself, Phil, you train every day, twice a day. So all you're doing right now is mentally training, and that's for everybody. So if you're going through something, just lock in, understand that this is a short period in time, and you're going to grow from it.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay, this is last thing.
Copy.
What do you think about my soundtrack to my documentary? Did you see my documentary first?
I didn't see it yet.
You need to watch my documentary.
I didn't see it yet. No.
Shit. God damn.
Now look, I didn't see it, but I've been listening to the album after you said, yo, I got to listen to the album. And I was like, yo, I'm going to start bumping people that I know. And now I appreciate it even more after the screening. The album is actually fire. I'm going to watch the documentary. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to watch it. Wait, what was the question you asked me again?
What'd you think about the album?
Fire. Absolutely fire.
What'd you think about a Hooper rapping anyway?
It's dope. Now look, and I can relate though, because the same way I'm rapping, I've been rapping since I was 12. I've been rapping consistently since I was 11 consistently, and people don't know that. So I make music, and people are like, man, I've been doing that. I've been doing that as long as I've been fighting, and I know you've been rapping just as long. Rather than you putting songs together.
Not that long.
But you've been rapping a long time to where it ain't taboo to you.
For sure.
How it's taboo to other people.
For sure.
And I could hear the fluidity on the track. But I fuck with it, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
No, who's the top 5 rappers? Athletes.
Athlete rappers? Man, a good question. I put myself in there, and I'm going to have to be a little cocky. I put myself in there. Damn, ain't no rappers that can fight. I put you in there. I put you in there. I put you in there because I put you in there definitely because I'm not listening to no one's album that raps. I don't even know basketball players that make albums. Damn.
Shaq, Kobe.
Shaq is fun. Shaq is fun here and there. Kobe, I didn't like any of his music. Shaq got a song with Biggie. That song is just fire. He's made like 2 good songs ever. Damn.
Steven Jackson.
Garbage. Let me think.
Lou Will.
Oh, what am I talking about? Damian Lillard. Dame Lillard. It's
Dame.
not even close. Dame Lillard first. Dame Lillard's first.
All right.
Dame Lillard's first.
Okay.
I put your album in there. How I forget Dame Lillard? What am I talking about? Oh my God, Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard and you.
Why you like Dame so much?
Bro, Dame can rap for real. Like, Dame Lillard can rap like for real.
What makes him? Why you like?
He can make songs. He's profound. He can deliver. He has wordplay, metaphors. He can really rap.
What songs he have?
Too much. Kobe, Goat Spirit. Too much.
You really
he's Dame Lillard is disgusting. I want to make a song with him. He is disgusting. I will make a song with him. I'm gonna put that out there. I will make a song with Dame Lillard. I will make a song with Styles P. Dame Lillard is phenomenal.
Yeah.
KD, Ghostwriter.
I heard KD too.
Ghostwriter. 100%.
Somebody got a ghostwriter for him?
100%. I don't care what he say.
Somebody ghostwritten that for him.
100%. I rap, man. I can tell. You cannot be that lyrically nice and cannot deliver. You can't. You got millions of dollars. You in the studio with this guy. Yo, make me a verse. That's not far-fetched. I ain't mad at you, bro. But like, because I would do the same. If I had access to all these people and I want to make a song and niggas like me because I'm who I am, Phil, you crazy. That nigga got a ghostwriter. His song with Style Lee, I ain't never heard this nigga rap. And I'm like, ain't no way you're spitting like this and you cannot deliver. It don't make sense to me. You cannot have that type
What
of...
you mean deliver, though?
The same way, all it takes, and you'll get, I don't even got to elaborate. I pass someone the basketball. You pass someone the basketball. They take one shot. You know if they can hoop.
True.
Yo, you in the gym with somebody. You pass on the ball one time. He takes one shot. I don't care if his shot is off, his form is different than yours. You know if he can hoop.
Yeah.
So for me, when I listen to somebody, I can hear the fluidity in the delivery. There's some guys that can't deliver. Like a lot of battle rappers that try to make songs, they can't deliver. But they have a fluidity to them that you can tell they've been doing it for a while. The way he raps to me is like he's reading off a teleprompter. Like he cannot deliver at all to me. Like you didn't write that, bro. Like you don't have no fluidity to you. You have no delivery. Some people deliver different. Some people, like the way Jay-Z, you cannot mimic his delivery. Sometimes he almost speaks on the track to relay like his delivery is legendary. But the way he raps and how profound and how the wordplay and the metaphors and the shit he was saying, I'm like, there's no way you can write like that and you can't deliver what you're saying. That ain't you.
I get what you're saying. For me, since like when I did the album, my first song that I recorded, since I hadn't rapped in so long, it had it wasn't my best verse or delivery. But as I got through the record, as I went, got my reps up, my delivery and stuff got better.
Absolutely, it did. And here's my critique to you. I ain't cutting you off. I did cut you off. Here's my critique to you.
Talk to me.
Your album, to me, would have been a lot better. And this is an easy fix. Would have been a lot better if you were more Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
But what it is, you a studious motherfucker. You went to school. You know what I'm saying? You've been around a lot of smart people.
Yeah.
I felt like at times you enunciate too much.
What you mean?
Like but that's through you being in school, you being in college.
What you mean though?
I want more. At times I want more Baton Rouge, more like you know what I'm saying? Like more that southern
like
draw more. If he ain't understand that one word, it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit more. But I think what also that is you though. What
I will tell you this.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I know exactly what
I want a little bit more like.
Let me tell you what that is. I've been so far removed from home.
I get it.
Listen, I've been so I literally been removed from home for like 20 years. I spent in every summer I played in the NBA, I spent little time and back home. So naturally, my accent or how I speak will be not as so Baton Rouge because I'm not there. But if I get with somebody that's from Baton Rouge, and if you was just watching us talk, you would hear my dialogue change a little bit because I'm talking to someone. So what was already in me will come out. But since I be talking to people like such as yourself or people from here, or I've been doing interviews, it changes a little bit. Where I like you know.
Brandon, I'm not. Of course, look, Brandon, you went to college.
but I went for basketball, man. I ain't go to college.
You went to college,
bro. Look, but when it comes to my album, right? This is why I think Dame is incredible. I think because lyrically, technically, and I think he's he might be the best guy for us rapping.
He like that
technically and all this, but the reason why I think as far as a rapper, as ex-basketball player, a project like mine, I don't think there's another ball player or another athlete can touch the project. The reason why, because the project, and I did it on purpose. The project is only based off my documentary, is only based off my life. I didn't try to wow you with metaphors. I didn't try to wow you with, cadences. If you go listen to the album, I just rapped what the beat spoke to me. and if you watch my documentary, you listen to my raps, you listen to the album, you gonna really be like, this motherfucker bad, bro.
Fire.
You understand? So cause like we could go to the studio tonight, and I'll wow you with bars and metaphors. And like, that's just,
that's light. I think that's,
you know
that's normal
I
shit.
could, you know, but it's the album is a documentary to my soundtrack, because like even think about it, like let's say if I want to do an album right now, you know what I'm gonna be talking about?
What?
Podcasting,
Okay.
running on the track and shit, and training my son. Like, do people want to hear that? Or people want to hear about my cars, my jewelry?
Facts.
I don't really want to talk so much about that, like, cause that's not like that. That's not what makes me like who I am. Like, I'm so much more, right? But the documentary, I'm gonna touch on it because at some point or another, I had all my shit on, and it was.
There you go.
And certain things meant so much more to me. But
Now,
like for a body of work, bro, like I feel like no ball player.
No, I get what you're saying,
Yes.
and I respect it. And when I rap, the cool thing about being a fighter is everything is fight related now.
Yeah.
And I like to keep it that way, like, cause that's what I do, right? But all I'm saying is I love it. But like I said, and my friend had to tell me this, and I didn't realize.
Yep.
He said, Phil, you enunciate too much. He goes, that you didn't need to do that. And I'm like, and I respect him in the studio because this is what he does. And I wanted to hear more Louisiana.
No, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you had to put it on for the track, more. But what I do respect is you're organically who you are. And like you said, you are a little removed, so boom. And that was my only critique. But like I said, it did make it unique. If you're from
Louisiana and you listen, you're going to hear the Louisiana in it. But
No, I heard it for sure.
No, but I'm saying since you're not from Louisiana, you looking for something that's a little bit more.
I'm looking for the Boosie.
You looking for a knot. You looking for something like a big sword. But if you from Louisiana
It's
and
subtle.
you listen, yeah.
No, you hear it.
But
No,
I get
you
what
hear
you're
it,
saying
yeah.
because it's almost like Kodak Black.
Copy.
Like when you hit Kodak, you know you're from Florida, and
Over the top.
and he got this unique little thing about him. You know, you.
And sometimes you got to go to lyrics.com. Like, oh, this
Yeah,
nigga said.
yeah.
I didn't understand what he was saying.
But I wanted you to. You know what I like about rap? Like I want you to hear every single word.
I'm the same way.
I want you to hear every single bar. You know why? Because it's all here.
Look, shout out to my boy Nizzy Nate. My boy Nizzy told me the same thing. He said, Phil, he told to me what I told you.
Yeah.
And I said, man, that's the same. But he says, and I said, nah, I want them to hear he said, nah, you don't. He says, if they missed that, it wasn't for them.
Well, if we listen to the album right now, it's gonna be some lines that you missing and you don't understand, and I
Yeah.
ain't even try to get you to do that. But it's gonna be some stuff you don't even understand.
Yep.
And that's what makes rap. But like, I think like that phrase that your boy told you, it's just unique to him. Cause like we like Kodak for that, but we don't like Jay-Z for that.
Facts.
We want Jay-Z to pronounce all his words
Absolutely.
fully. We want to hear every line,
Facts.
even though we may not understand the metaphor. But we want to hear that shit crispy and clear. We ain't got no hypes in it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't dubbing the track.
And honestly, if I was from Louisiana, I wouldn't think it like that. I would just listen to it for what it is. But since I'm from New York, if I'm listening to a Louisiana artist, I want to hear.
But what is Louisiana?
It's that fucking that Boosie, the homie.
What is Boosie?
I can't. I'm not from there.
Saying.
I'm not.
So that's why you can't say that about mine.
Okay.
You don't kinda,
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? You don't know what
It's
it
what
is.
I think. What I think I'm hearing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because even YoungBoy, when you listen to YoungBoy and you listen to Boosie, like from how they speaking, you don't necessarily know.
Oh, YoungBoy. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know they from the same place.
Look, YoungBoy, Boosie, Kevin Gates, they all from Baton Rouge.
That's crazy.
But you can't tell from their raps. You can tell about some of the stuff they talk about, but you can't necessarily tell.
Yeah, Kevin Gates don't sound like Boosie at all.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Kevin even
NBA YoungBoy
man
from Baton Rouge.
Bro,
no,
right
he
there.
not. I swear on my life, he
Yeah.
sound he from Chicago.
Nah, bro.
I don't pay
Hell
attention.
no.
I don't pay attention.
But like me, if I hear it, I could hear Louisiana in it.
Really?
When I hear Boosie, I hear Louisiana.
Okay.
But it may be all different.
Copy.
Kevin Gates, when I listen to him, I hear Louisiana. It may not be in a word, it may be in a phrase.
Copy.
You know what I'm saying? It may be in a story. So, yeah, man. So that story, my documentary is all BR. That's where I was at. When I wrote it, that's where I was at. You know what I mean? Those stories come from there. You feel me?
Yeah.
So digest it and enjoy that motherfucker, bro.
Yo, man.
Listen, but look, listen. As a ball player, I want you to tell people, as a ball player, Brandon Bass got the best project, all right?
Oh, that's a fact. As a ball player, it's not even close. Project as a whole, it's not even close. Not even close.
Till next time.
Love, I appreciate you, man.